Their win over the Astros. I still got some small C concerns. We'll get to those coming up in just a little bit. A lot to get into. We got in or out. We got the musings. And we're here at 617-779-0985. You can also join us on YouTube tonight. That's where I tell a lot of people to go because it's so clear. And you can communicate via chat and you can see the show. And we will. For those that missed last night's show, things happen. This is why I always use the term anything goes on the Joe Show. Really, it's anything does go. Last night, though, the show got a little bit paranormal. And we will recap that tonight. Later on in the show. Should also mention it is intern Luke Fitzpatrick's last night. So we're going to have him on. And we'll send him off in glory. He's already in his glory with the Section 10 guys. I just took a photo with him and Tyler and Jared Carabas, and man, he's a happy guy. So it's Luke's. Luke around and find out, baby. All night here on the Sports Hub. Phone number again, 617-779-0985. Opening Take is presented by Super Service Today, Massachusetts' #1 provider for residential and commercial plumbing, heating, cooling, and drain cleaning. Day or night, always done right. Visit superservicetoday.com. The new offense will ask a lot out of Drake May this year. Read an article today from Yahoo Sports. Patriots brass aren't openly expressing concerns about 2024 third overall pick Drake May and his ability to handle the new offense under coordinator Josh McDaniels. Hold on. Now there's concern? Or I get it. There's no concern. He'll pick it up, be just fine. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? Hey, Josh McDaniels, only taught Tom Brady, and any success he had in his career was with Tom Brady. But you know what? Drake May, he's got the ability to handle it. No problem at all. No one's ever denied how much will be on Drake May's plate this year. Veterans, coaching assistants, offense, defense, they all have noted that Josh McDaniels' offense asks of them a different level of pre-snap responsibilities. There's a new quarterbacks coach, Ashton Grant, joined the Patriots this offseason from Cleveland. Garrett Bradbury from the Vikings, backup quarterback Josh Dobbs. All of them noted the upswing in the quarterback autonomy. Josh McDaniels asks the quarterback, rather than the center, to identify the middle linebacker with the goal of ensuing the quarterback understands what his protection's doing. Bradbury might get his line into the call that May request, but the quarterback has the final say in everything. This is what Garrett Bradbury, who's a veteran in the league, said he gets the first and final say. So I'm going to pause there for a second. Everybody knows that the quarterback is asked to take on the level of pre-snap responsibilities. So Drake May, coming into this year, nobody behind him that's pressuring him, with a lot on his plate when it comes to pre-snap responsibilities. This is why I question, is Josh McDaniels the right guy for Drake May? So again, it's the quarterback who finds the mic, which is what Brady did, right? Who sets up the protection, what Brady did, right? So whoever the center is, really is just being told what to do from Drake May. This is what Ashton Grant told Yahoo Sports about the quarterback. The responsibility of the QB is completely different. In a previous place, it's been kind of a joint venture between the offensive line and quarterback. Here in McDaniels' offense, we like to say the quarterback sets the table and that everyone else adjusts off of that. I ask you all, is that what's best for Drake May? That's putting a lot of QB with little experience in a really tough position. Think about this. Cadence changes. Hard counts, other adjustments, right? How do you account to a zero blitz, right? Or a stunt from the defensive lineman? It's going to start with Drake May in his second year? Again, quarterbacks do it around the league. I'm just talking about how much they're throwing at him. Listen, I'm not going to bore you with offensive line stuff, but when you're the center, you have everybody check in, you look around, you find out, is he head up, is it to your left, is he on the outside, inside, whatever. But those are the things that linemen communicate, right? I'm not sure how much of that was going on last year, I'll be completely honest with you, but there is a connection between the guard and center at times. Maybe you see it, but sometimes the guard will, all right, everybody's set, he'll tap the center, then the center makes the snap. So at this point, Drake May's going to handle all that? Like, that guy has to do all that and not turn the football over? This is why I did not like Josh McDaniels as the offensive coordinator. This is exactly why. That is putting too much on the quarterback. I get it. 3rd overall pick. Expectations. How do you expect a kid who's 21 years old, who hasn't played a full season of football, to literally give out cadence changes, hard counts, adjustments at the line, 0 blitzes, all of that? You're putting all of that on Drake May's shoulders? Now, Mac Jones did it his rookie year, but he came from a pro offense at Alabama. A similar offense, right? With the offensive coordinator. I understand a quarterback will be asked to do and understand more to align his teammates. Maybe there's a benefit there. There's a flip side, right? Maybe there's a benefit to the quarterback doing all of that. Certainly was with Tom Brady. Again, with Tom Brady. Josh McDaniels with Tom Brady. Josh McDaniels with Tom Brady. There was a benefit to it. This is the quote from the QB coach, Ashton Grant. I think it actually provides clarity for younger quarterbacks because you teach them the issue and then you give them control. So that way they know when they're protected and when they're not. There's no question if they're on different pages, so it kind of gives the quarterback a little bit of comfort. I am out on this. Out. Drake May at this point, I want him to know the steps, the counts, the plays. And again, you have veterans on that line. And again, if Garrett Bradbury makes the team, but he's a part of this article. I hate the idea of cadence changes, hard counts, things of that degree. And the center, the adjustments are going to come from the quarterback and not the line. Hate it. But again, that's my opinion. What is yours? Is this what's best for Drake May? It's putting a lot on a QB with little experience. I do want to get into Drake May's second-year turnovers and what the expectations should be. I have a number of former quarterbacks, some here in New England, that we can go back to, but we'll lead it off there. Do you think the Josh McDaniels offense puts too much on Drake May? 617-779-0985. That's the phone number. You can join us on YouTube as well. Just go to youtube.com, search 98.5 The Sports Hub, and subscribe. We'll take a quick break. I'm Joe Murray. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray.
And really, I think it starts with me, building those guys, and then from there, I think guys can kind of bounce off and really told those guys to push me because once I feel like they're pushing me, I feel like I can give back.
Drake made Josh McDaniels thing since day one. I know Skaz has too. Now I've brought you into it, Skaz. Now I have pulled you into it as well. I've never wanted Josh McDaniels as the offensive coordinator. I never wanted it. He hasn't done anything yet, but I never wanted it. Why? Because I wanted the new modern offensive coordinator. Let me just say that as far as highly decorated offensive coordinators, Josh McDaniels might be the most highly decorated offensive coordinator, at least of the last 25 years. Now, when they did the list, they gave it to Shanahan, right? Kyle Shanahan, the same guy that lost the Super Bowl. That guy, or a couple Super Bowls now. Multiple. 2 Super Bowls and as an offensive. And not good. But he got the top offensive coordinator role, the coach of the 49ers. But when I read this article today from Yahoo, everyone's like, yeah, he'll handle Josh McDaniels. No problem at all. And then I read that McDaniels is asking him, rather than the center, to identify the mic, which we saw Brady do, right? Which sets up the protections. Do I have to do this right now? Should I go get a whiteboard? Why are you finding the mic? Because there's protections. You swing guys certain ways. You're running certain plays, so you want to push guys out of certain gaps or go to the next level, etc. It's boring talk, but you know what? This team sucks at it, and they've sucked at it for 5 years. They've been horrible at it. So, okay, here you go. New offensive line, rookie left tackle, rookie left guard, an old guy at center, a Mwenu who's overpaid, and a guy that can't even stay on the fields at right tackle. But you know what? Don't give those guys the opportunity to get the signal calls together. Leave it all on Drake May, who's still trying to figure it out. Out. I hate it. I don't like it. I don't like it. The first and final say is the quarterback when it comes to everything at the line. I prefer the linemen to be on the same page. And the quarterback can do that as well. But in previous places was a quote. It's kind of a joint venture between the offensive line and the quarterback. That's what I prefer, what I like. But McDaniels, nope. Quarterback sets the table. Everyone else adjusts off of that. Is that what's best for Drake May? I don't think so. And I'm already reading the tweets. Here we go. Joe, you're wrong. Here's another one. Josh McDaniels, the same old story. Come on, guys. It's Josh McDaniels. So the Bradbury-May collaboration screwed up. Maybe it did. I don't know. I'm just telling you what McDaniels expects from the quarterback. I don't know. Wait, Joe. Oh, people are asking me why I sent out a weird tweet. No, I like music, so I tweet lyrics. What else? What's up, Joe? Somebody wrote. Somebody's already telling me I'm wrong. And that the quarterback should have all the control. This is why I didn't want Josh McDaniels. He's very high level. Oh, but it worked out with Drake May. How long did it work out with Drake May? And how quick did Josh McDaniels want to move on from that? Drake May's 22. Joe, you're wrong. He needs to learn it to be elite like everyone else. That's top tier. It's year 2. How about just win games? Win games. Let him develop. He barely is developed. How many games did he play last year? How many wins? Oh, I can't wait for this one. But reading this one today, Drake May's got all the keys. He's running everything. Remember that turnover last week in a preseason game because it was the first time all year that he got hit because he said it was his instincts? Was he trying to call everything out, but then the line broke down because they didn't communicate? That's what happened. People want to know if they're going to hear the ghost audio from last night. Anyway, 617-779-0985. Skaz, I'm bringing you in. What do you think? Yahoo Sports today says that the Josh McDaniels offense expects the quarterback to do more, and it's not the O-line who makes the calls. It's the quarterback who does it all. Mac Jones did do it as a rookie and picked it up decently, but at the end of the year, they took the reins away from him. And Josh McDaniels was like, screw this guy, and left. Don't feel as though Drake May should be handling all that in year 2.
So who do you put that on? Do you put that on McDaniels? Do you put that on Vrabel?
Well, I think it's
for me, it's Josh McDaniels' job to make playing quarterback as easy as possible for Drake May. And I don't think that means to make it as simple as possible, which I think some people confuse sometimes. I don't think it has to be, a basic offense. But Josh McDaniels' job is to make Drake May's life easier. You saw it last year with other teams. Jaden Daniels looked good in his rookie year. Bo Nix was efficient in his rookie year. Now those guys, and this is something we've harped on time and time again, have played a significant amount more football than Drake May. Drake May is inexperienced when it comes to playing quarterback.
Skaz, thank you. So for everybody that is saying, hey, he did pretty well with Mac Jones, is Mac smarter? Hey, he did it with Mac Jones. Just remember, Mac Jones started right away. They didn't let him do anything down the stretch of that season. Yes. And then in the playoff game, he completely struggled.
Mac Jones was also at Alabama with
the greatest wide receivers and offensive line.
Greatest coaching.
And he never communicated at the line at that point.
Exactly. They didn't let him do that at Alabama. So for me, it's two completely different scenarios. Drake May is not Mac Jones, for hopefully for better, but for better or worse. Drake May is, he was... When he got drafted, everything they said was he's kind of a project, and project is a little strong, but I remember all the footwork talk when he came out when they drafted him. He's, Caleb Williams' age, and I think even Caleb Williams has played, more football than Drake May. There are guys that were drafted this year that are older than Drake May. So for me, it's on Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels, the reason he's here, the reason they're selling him to us is because he's a quarterback's guy. He's an innovative offensive mind. That's what they're selling to us. I'm not saying I'm buying what they're selling. I'm not a Josh McDaniels guy, but if Drake May looks, confused or overwhelmed or, isn't adapting at the line quick enough, part of it's on Drake May, absolutely, but I put a lot of that on Josh McDaniels. Like, he can't come in and try and run, the year 14 Brady offense with Drake May. It has to be different. So, and I think that's on Vrabel too. We will find out, I think, quickly just how, much or how little Mike Vrabel really wanted Josh McDaniels here. So I think it's a big, big year, not only for Drake May, but for Josh McDaniels as well.
May I just add that Caleb Williams couldn't do this in Chicago. Bo Nix doesn't do it in Denver, and Jaden Daniels doesn't do it in Washington. But yet, here you are, bringing in an offensive coordinator that wants to allow the quarterback to do everything. All right, let's take Josh McDaniels out of it for a second. Should Drake May be the first and final decision maker on protections, snap counts, cadences, identifying the mic? How about line protections? Like, I'm getting real nitty gritty here when it comes to what actually happens with linemen.
I think ideally you want him to be that guy.
You want him to develop into that
exactly. Guy. I don't know if you're putting too much on him to be that guy week one.
Thank you, Skaz. Thank you. That's the point, everybody. He needs to develop into that. That's asking him. How many weeks of practice do they have? I know they had some off-season work, right? And I saw a lot of motion when they played the other night. Oh, that's another thing I got to throw in there. Motion now at the line. It's a lot to ask a kid who's trying not to turn the ball over. I think it's asking a lot. Oh, I can give you numbers, too. If you really want the Drake May numbers. With the numbers for Josh McDaniels with other quarterbacks that try this. Not good. The only quarterback it's ever worked with, who? Name him. Say it. So for any pushback you give about this take, you're wrong. And Mac Jones did it, but they literally took the ball out of his hands. They took the air out of the football. Fact. We work in fact. Anyways, Jason's in Derry. Hi, Jason.
Joe, how you doing? I couldn't agree with you more on this. All those plebeians in the chat that are saying it's the way to go don't know what they're talking about. I would go as far as state, you never, even in Brady's level, you never want your quarterback making calls for the line. In the line meetings, when they go into stuff like, oh, what's the quarterback I'm going to call this? He's not even going to be in there with them. I think it's asinine, and I think McDaniels has his head up his ass.
Well, listen, I think McDaniels only knows one way to be successful. He couldn't adjust with other quarterbacks. Now, people are going to throw Cam Newton at me, right? You're going to do that? I mean, Cam Newton wasn't really throwing the football that well that year, was he?
It sucked.
He did suck. I heard that, yes. He goes, he sucked. Yes, he did. Anyways, fine. Fine, guys. You know what? Let Drake do everything. What could go wrong, Skaz? What could go wrong? Again, I just went over the line. You have a rookie left tackle, rookie left guard, an old center that got completely crushed by his former team.
I was going to say, how are those Garrett Bradbury reports today?
Oh, I'd watch out for anyone that signed an extension with Gerard Mayo, by the way. Anyone. And you know who I circle? Big right guard Michael Onwenu. Oh, you want to? I don't think he's going to get cut, Skaz. I don't. What about next year? Or if he doesn't play well? If I'm Michael Onwenu, you're walking around that building with a fat wallet right now. And you know what else? You got a big target on your back. Because if you don't play well this year, out. Oh, and Morgan Moses, did he practice today? I know I saw him with his kids. It was very cute. Did he play? I don't know. He was out there. But was he? Nothing to see here, guys. Don't worry about the offensive line. Drake's going to handle everything. He's going to make sure everyone's great protection and they're all on cue with the cadences, right? When they're going motion like crazy, there's nothing to worry about. Drake's going to handle everything. He's going to handle it all. Because he's so experienced. Can't believe people are thinking differently on this one. Can you be a little open-minded, please? Like you're just assuming Josh McDaniels is going to fix this thing. I'm out. 617-779-0985. Oh, the Red Sox played last night. You know what else? I got Blad last night. Blad, Joe, you still concerned? Blad. Yes, I am. And I'll tell you why on the other side here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines.
right, back here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. I'm Joe Murray. How about Dustin May last night? Well, he was horrible his first start, right? So I guess last night he was good. He delivered for the Red Sox. He delivered last night. A lot of facial expressions, a lot of red hair. But you know what? They won 14-1 last night, and he was pretty good. He was pretty good. He helped snap the Red Sox 3-game losing streak, which was their longest since the month of June. May, I'll definitely try to ride the highs. I had a lot of lows this year, so whenever I do have good moments, I try to let my brain know that, hey, you got it. It's still in there for sure. Oh, yeah? So we're just going to shake it up the next start to see if he has it? Is that the... All right, fine. All right, fine. May has been often injured, as we know. 01, 23, missed all of 24. He struggled this year for the Dodgers. They demoted him to the bullpen, and then he got traded. So things haven't been great. He is a 4.67 ERA, which I believe went down last night. But he said it was one of his better days. Talked about some of the struggles that he had. Cora talked about the strikes that he threw. 85% first pitch strikes last night. When you do that, you're going to have nights like he did. He had command. He was in control last night. It also was a breakout night for the offense. Each hitter collected at least one hit. And we'll get into Roman Anthony's night, who hit another home run last night in the 8th inning. There's a lot of numbers to go around regarding Roman Anthony where, man, he's on pace for some Hall of Famers. He is on a pace right now. But they got their bats going last night. Bregman got going. And it was also a night where, well, the cheating allegations regarding sign stealing and things of that degree came up. Alex Cora had a great little quote today. Hey, guys, this isn't the 2017 Houston Astros. Oh! Oh! What a shot! I loved it. Cora went on to say last night we kept putting together good bats. They made a winner out of May for the first time as a member of the Red Sox. So I'm still a little small c concerned about Garrett Crochet. Small c. But let's see what happens. I didn't like the visual on the bench. I talked about this last night. But Walker Buehler's on the mound tonight. Hey, 2-1 now. How about that? Ceddanne Raffaello with an RBI single. If they can hit, they'll hang in there. This is why people wanted them to go out and get another starter, correct? Just in case something happens to Crochet, just in case your hitting doesn't keep you in games, you'll have another person that you can somewhat move around or have at the front of your rotation. But for one night, Dustin May pitched well. Remember we tried to get the numbers before the game last night, guys? Well, now I guess he pitched okay against the Astros. So I guess we can chalk that one up. On the other side, though, I do want to get into some of these incredible numbers regarding Roman Anthony right now. I know he's good. I know he's good. And I mentioned I'll take the L on him batting leadoff because it's working, baby. Overtime. We'll give you some numbers on Roman Anthony coming up. Again, you can call in 617-779-0985. We're also on YouTube. I see everybody in there. Russ Fox, Ryan, Igor, Seaside. Who else we got in there? We got Brian Griffin in there. Einbein, what's up, man? How you doing? So I see our regular crew in there as well. You can join us. Just go to youtube.com, search 98.5 The Sports Hub, and you can watch us live as we're here all night long. It's Luke's last night as well. We'll say goodbye to him. Skaz is here. I'm Joe Murray. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
highlight his first 50 games in the majors, Anthony only had 2 home runs. Well, in games 51 and 52, Monday and Tuesday, he now has 2. Only 3 Red Sox players as young as Anthony have homered in back-to-back games. Do you know who they are? Tony C., Ted Williams, and Rafael Devers. Just wanted to throw that out there. You know, because the kid, right? Tony C., the local guy. And then Devers, who started young. Well, here we are now. Roman Anthony. He also drew 4 walks last night, which is impactful because who bats behind him? Bregman. Who bats after Bregman? Duran. He is great out of the leadoff spot. He's great. I didn't see it at first. Now I'm getting it. I'm coming around on it. But I saw this one today from Up to Stats. You may follow them on Twitter, X, whatever. But they really only post stuff that's like incredible. They don't give you what you know. They give you the good stuff. But Roman Anthony yesterday became the first leadoff hitter in the live ball era to have a game with 4 or more runs scored, 4 or more walks, and a home run. Guys, think of great leadoff hitters. Ricky Henderson, Johnny Damon, right? Now guys who bat leadoff, Shohei Ohtani, Kyle Schwarber. I'm just giving you leadoff hitters, right? It's not the same as it used to be, but it's never happened before in a game. Like Roman Anthony is doing things we've never seen before. Are you serious? It's wild to me, man. As much as I want to credit this kid, I couldn't believe it. There was another one I read last night. And again, this comes back to being a leadoff hitter. A 428-foot home run last night, drew 4 walks, as we mentioned. But his performance puts him in elite company. Kyle Schwarber, known for his plate discipline and pitch selections. His 14.8 walk percentage this season is in the 97th percentile amongst major league hitters. He had a 19.6 walk percentage in his 41 regular season games in Boston. Roman Anthony has 32 walks in 219 plate appearances, equaling a 14.6 walk percentage. He walked in 16.3 of his 1,379 minor league appearances. Again, I mentioned the 4 runs on Tuesday. He's batting .406. He has a .451 on-base percentage. This is all out of the leadoff spot. 4 homers, 16 doubles, 1 triple, 23 RBIs, 33 runs, all in 52 games. I thought this was a middle-of-the-lineup guy. Nope. Leadoff man. I'm shocked. He's incredible. I wonder if he can hit anywhere in the lineup now. But going forward here, yesterday I threw out there, where would the Red Sox be without Garrett Crochet and Alex Bregman? I think we could start to put Roman Anthony into that equation. And now I'm starting to wonder, why did you wait so long? He was tearing up the minor leagues. His power numbers. Was it really Rafael Devers in the middle or in the way of Roman Anthony? By the way, the Red Sox got to start thinking about some other options when it comes to first base or potentially second base. I mentioned Toro's struggles of late. Like they sent David Hamilton back down. A couple of guys in the minors I'll tell you about just in a little bit that could be ready to go. They're certainly putting up some big numbers. One of them you've seen before. I'll tease that coming up in just a little bit. But Roman Anthony doing things we haven't seen here, and something that just hasn't been done in literally the new ball era. The first person, I got to read this one more time. The first leadoff hitter in the live ball era to have a game with 4 or more runs scored, 4 or more walks, and a home run. Never has happened before. So we'll leave it there at 617-779-0985. The Red Sox playing in Houston tonight. I'll give you the scores coming up in a minute here on headlines. Also, I want to just kind of touch again on the opening take tonight regarding the new offense, asking Drake May to do a lot. There's some real interception numbers that I think people should be aware about, quarterbacks in year 2. The other thing I wanted to mention is, are there any Patriots camp surprises? Tom Curran had his 6 biggest surprises through 3 weeks of Patriots training camp. We'll get into all that coming up here on the other side. Also, I have contacted Andrew Callahan of the Herald. He is in Minnesota, and he's going to call in just a little bit, so I thank him for doing that. All the guys, me trying to reach out to people today. Hey, you want to come on the show tonight? I'm going to go party. Hey, you going to come on? So I respect that you all want to go out and party. So at one point, I was like, you know what? No guests. No guests! Just you, the callers, at 617-779-0985. We'll hit the headline here. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
From the Telfair Type Studios, WBZ FM and HD1.
It's not just.
Two-1 right now. Bueller 2 2/3, 2 earned runs, a walk, 2 walks, and a strikeout. 47 pitches. Let's see if he can make it to the 5th inning. I don't feel good about it. Patriots had joint practices today over at or in Minnesota. Excuse me. A lot of stuff going on. We'll get some details coming up in just a little bit from Andrew Callahan, who was out in Minnesota. And the NBA Board of Governors unanimously approved the sale of the Celtics to a group led by equity mogul Bill Chisholm. Values the team around $6 billion, the largest ever for an American professional sports team. Headlines. They are brought to you by our good friends, because they are our good friends over at Eastern Mass's leader in drain cleaning and pipelining, Drains by James. Slow drain, clogged drain. You need to contact Drains by James today at drainsbyjames.com. I'm Joe Murray. Your next update soon.
I win. Kaboom. Yeah. It's a buddy. Oh. We've got a passion for Boston sports. Get angry. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Like the focus is on today's practice versus what's scheduled tomorrow. What are the differences?
Be more in the red zone tomorrow. We'll be out on the field today. More full field stuff. Doing a thing here that Kevin likes to do. We'll play second and long, which for us would be a get back on track. We're trying to get back half the yardage to get in third manageable, and then play out whatever third down scenario comes of that. So I think that'll be a great opportunity for us. See if they blitz, if they play zone, and what we need to do in both sides of the ball to try to keep them in third and long. And then offensively, we got to try to get some yards back to help our third down offense. So that'll be something that probably will look a little different. It'll look 2nd and 10, and then it'll go to 3rd and 2, or it'll go to 3rd and 10.
Talking about practice, joint practices, how they're going to handle them. Read somewhere today that, is he too hard on the guys? Hey, Tommy Curran, you guys know him over at NBC Sports Boston. He had the 6 biggest surprises through 3 weeks of Patriots training camp. Now they'll have double joint practices this week. But Patriots training camp, 3 weeks old today. Another birthday we're going to celebrate later on today as well. But there is improvement. Team hasn't been good. 8-26 over the last 34 games. Do you believe that? Just in case anyone wants to push back on you guys, just remember, 8-26 over their last 34 games. So when everyone says, oh, Josh is going to be just great, just remember, 8-26. So, it's a big week for Vrabel's team. Minnesota won 14 games last year. They scored 432 points, and Brian Flores got a scheme that can confuse anybody. You probably won't see Justin Jefferson this week, but they have a lot of options. So the Patriots had a little bit of a walkthrough on Monday. Their offense scuffled against the defense of Minnesota. But here are a couple of names to watch for. Is Kyle Duggar getting leapfrogged? He had an injury-plagued season last year. People thought he'd hit the ground running this summer. He is not. He's a guy who's a big hitter, but for the most part, he's a former second-round pick that's been somewhat of a disappointment. Signed a 4-year, $58 million deal last year. Again, another Gerard Mayo signing, well, Wolf signing, but part of that era. I'm sure they'll move on from these guys. Unless Duggar really needs to learn coverage schemes a little bit more. But he's been working with the second team. They've been going with Jalen Hawkins a little bit more, opposite Jabril Peppers. Remember, Hawkins and Woodson, who's the rookie, they played together at Cal, so maybe they find them as more free safeties than Kyle Duggar. So that's something to look at. Javon Baker's getting some sort of redemption, right? Although he can do some things at wide receiver, for him to make the team, he's got to be able to play special teams, whether that's a kick returner or chasing people down. But at practice, he's had some really nice high-point catches over defensive backs. He's not running with the starters, but he's mixing in well. It's not going unnoticed. Another thing that he mentions is Drake May's ball security, which I can't wait to get into. People are saying this is the contrarian opinion is he's been really good taking care of the ball, aside from what we saw in the preseason game. And it's stupid to take an unforced error trying to make something out of it out of nothing. We all agree with that. But for this week's practice and the scrimmage they had today, had one bad throw. How much did you hear about him not throwing an interception a year ago? But I wanted to bring up some interception numbers because that's what I do. So think about second-year NFL quarterbacks, okay? This guy's the old Drew Bledsoe, 1994. The Patriots went 10-6 that year. Do you know how many interceptions Drew Bledsoe threw in 1994 in his second year? 27.
I'm sorry. How many interceptions?
27. Second year. He also had 9 fumbles and got sacked 22 times. Second year. You know what Mac Jones did in the second year? Without Josh McDaniels? Well, Mac Jones, the Patriots went 8-9. He had 11 interceptions. 41 sacks. May I continue? Tom Brady, second season as a starter. Not 01, 02. The Patriots went 9-7. Brady had 14 interceptions, 11 fumbles, lost 5, sacked 31 times. Here's another note. 7 of the last 41 quarterbacks drafted in the first round from 2011 to 2023 had the following stats their second season. Stay with me, everybody. Okay? Cam Newton, 12 interceptions, 10 fumbles, 36 sacks. RG3, 12 interceptions, 11 fumbles, 38 sacks. Blake Bortles, 18 interceptions, 14 fumbles, 51 sacks. Jameis Winston, 18 interceptions, 10 fumbles, 35 sacks. Sam Darnold, 13 interceptions, 11 fumbles, 33 sacks. Daniel Jones, 10 interceptions, 11 fumbles, 45 sacks. Justin Fields, 11, 16, 55. 55. He's projected this year. This is Drake May's projections. 17 interceptions, 15 fumbles, 51 sacks. This is what people project Drake May to do this year. To me, it resembles Blake Bortles. Out. So as much as the turnovers and the fumbles are bad, 51 sacks? These are real people. These are real projections from prognosticators, not me. All I can say is, for everyone looking at it as second-year quarterbacks, you got to watch what they do. Now add the McDaniels element of him calling everything at the line, cadences, offensive linemen, making sure the mic's line, all that stuff. These are just factual numbers, everybody. Facts. Do those numbers scare you, Skaz? Did you hear all those? Did you hear Blake Bortles? This is every second-year quarterback drafted since 2011. They're not good. RG3, 12 interceptions, 38 sacks. Cam Newton, 12 and 36. Jameis Winston, 18-35. Sam Darnold, 13-33. Even Daniel Jones, 10 and 45. Drake May's projected to have 17 interceptions this year. Do you know what his betting number is? 12 and a half interceptions. So the prognosticators would say take the over. 51 sacks, guys? 51? And they want him to do everything at the line? They're asking too much out of him and putting too much pressure on him in year 2. If I'm wrong, I'll take the L. I just don't think it's favorable. 617-779-0985. Getting back to some of these numbers here. Tommy Curran mentions the greening of the offense. May look to unload quickly to Travion Henderson. Henderson was still scooting upfield, and the ball skipped a few yards behind him. Will Campbell and left guard Jared Wilson. They're getting reps that they deserve. But this is going to happen a lot until they get to a point where they're seeing the same thing in the league, and that's going to confuse them. Not to mention Drake May is going to be telling them how to block. Could kickoff return be a scoring weapon? We already saw what it was with Henderson. Let's not mention there was a really good one from Gibson as well. 2 backs from, in a running back room. Could Javon Baker get in for that reason as well? And then, I don't know, you watching these videos on Stephon Diggs at all? He made who is the Jeff Okudah? Who was that out there today for the Vikings?
I believe it was Okudah.
Sorry, bro. Nice try. Ow. They're managing Diggs, no doubt about it. He looks smooth. He had a drop on the goal line, they're saying, on Sunday, though, which I did not see. So if I didn't see it, did it really happen? But it smacks urgency when you talk about he's fine, he's a pro, we know what he can do. Maybe there's a learning curve between him and Drake May. But the staff is not given to tiptoeing around what they're seeing when it comes to Stephon Diggs. So those are the 6 things to look for at camp. I just want to remind everybody, second-year quarterbacks have struggled. And Drake May's projections are 17 interceptions, 15 fumbles, and 51 sacks. That doesn't sound good to me. But yet there's expectations of them winning 8, 9, 10, 11 games. I'm just trying to pump the brakes a little bit here. What could go? Josh McDaniels is back. What could go wrong, everybody? That was me taking a big sigh. I don't know if I'm ready for this year. I hope it's wee, Drake May, wee. Instead, it's going to be, oh, man. Is he really projected to have 17 interceptions? 51 sacks, dude? Woof. Oh, but Josh McDaniels, he's going to fix everything. We'll ask Andrew Callahan. He's out in Minnesota. What do you do in Minnesota? There's a mall, right? You ever been to Minnesota, Skaz?
I have never been to Minnesota. I know they have the mall. I think they have like a burger.
Is it cold?
Got some cheese in it or something. I think that's big
I know
out
it's
there.
summer, but is it cold?
Can't be cold. I know the Super Bowl. Heard a lot of horror stories about that. People not a fan of the Super Bowl out there. So yeah, I don't know what you do in Minnesota.
Are you guys listening to Taylor Swift back there?
No. Luke's listening to the first hour.
Oh, the show.
Yes.
This show. Oh, thank you. Thank you for listening. Really, though, thank you all for listening. I thought YouTube was going to crash with all these numbers for Taylor Swift joined a podcast, the Kelsey Boys, the New Heights podcast.
Yeah, there was like 1.4 million people watching live, I think, at one point.
Nobody wanted. But you know what? We had a pretty strong numbers tonight. Do you know that? Maybe we don't have a lot of Swiftie fans here. Maybe
we need to find someone named Taylor Swift that's not Taylor Swift and just put like Taylor Swift coming on the podcast. I'll put you on hold, DP. You think we get some clicks that way, Joe?
You know, I bet you could find 5 Joe Murrays. Hey, Joe Murray's hosting tonight. People will think it's me, but it's just another guy named Joe Murray. That's happened before to me. All right, we got to go to break. Andrew Callahan, everybody. Boston Herald. He's going to join us next on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
All right, back here on 98.5 The Sports Hub, I'm Joe Murray. We're talking Patriots, who are having their joint practices in Minnesota right now. So let's go. Source is on the ground right now. You can check him out. He's from the Boston Herald, and he's joining us here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Andrew Callahan, hello, sir. How are you?
Joe, I got a surprise for you, pal.
What's that?
I got a surprise for you.
Okay, what do you got?
We got Doug Kai here as well.
Oh,
you have
can we do like a dual interview of you guys?
Yes. And honestly, feel free to ask questions of us both personally if you want to get really deep into things. But for now, between the two of us, we watched every snap of the starting offense and defense at camp today. So I don't think you're getting another interview on the Hub or elsewhere that can tell you that.
This is great. I love this. A dual interview. So I will ask you both right now off the bat, what was the best thing you both saw at practice today and the worst thing you both saw at practice today?
All right, Doug Kite here.
Hey, Doug.
Best thing I saw in practice today was the Patriots pass rush against the Vikings offensive line. It showed me that maybe the Patriots offensive line isn't completely terrible, it isn't all bad, because the Patriots offensive line has definitely struggled against the Patriots defensive line and pass rush throughout practice, but then when you see that same defense really excel against the Vikings offensive line, tells you the Patriots defense will probably be pretty good this season. As far as the worst thing I saw, might have been a penalty by Kyle Duggar, defensive pass interference when he's facing off against like a fourth or fifth Vikings wide receiver, already buried on the depth chart. Not a great sign for Duggar.
Real quick for me, watching the offense, Trayvon Henderson, 70 yards, just blowing by everyone was the best thing that I saw. The worst thing, and this is very niche football sicko material, we're watching one-on-ones with the offensive lineman. It was Cole Strange's turn, okay? So everyone else could just stand there and chill. There was another offensive lineman who false started. There's no one across from that person, and he jumped early at the snap. So that was the worst thing I saw today.
Woof. All right. Last week it was Jaden Daniels versus Drake May. This week it's J.J. McCarthy, Drake May. What did you see from both quarterbacks?
Yeah, so I watched every snap of Drake May. You know, naturally, when you have a guy who completes 60% of his passes, which is what I had for him in 11 on 11s, some good and some bad. I think the Brian Flores defense, which all of us talked about leading up to today in the practice lab tomorrow, absolutely flustered the Patriots at times. Like when Drake didn't have his first read and there was a blitz or there was a simulated blitz and guys were dropping and coming from different angles, he was a bit flustered. But when they were able to block it up, as Garrett Bradbury, the center, told us after, they hit some home runs. And there was that 70-yarder to Trayvon Henderson, which is a wheel route down the left sideline. They had a busted coverage touchdown to Matt Collins, where Hollins just coasts into the end zone and then punts the ball into the stands. So, you see some flashes here for Drake, but, we expect that from him. And the other part that we expected, too, the struggles, Will Campbell giving up 2 sacks, there was some of that as well. But I think Drake was probably a little bit better than J.J. McCarthy.
Okay. Doug,
Doug
you like J.J.?
I watched JJ. Yeah, I watched every snap he threw in 11 on 11s. Holds onto the ball too long, which, he didn't play last year, so you can excuse it a little bit. Lacks a little bit of touch on the ball as well. He always seems to kind of fire it in there. He has a little bit of that Joe Milton syndrome where he kind of struggles on the shorter passes, struggles when he has to loft it to someone, always throwing his fastball out there. But he's got a good arm strength. He's got good speed, but there were some times when it was more of a coverage sack by the Patriots defensive line just because McCarthy was holding the ball, or there were other times when he was bailing too early when he sensed pressure coming because the Patriots were coming at him so fast that then he kind of got out of the pocket and wasn't able to find the open receiver at that point.
All right, well, this is great. We got both Andrew Callahan and Doug Kite of the Boston Herald joining us on 98.5 The Sports Hub, who are at training camp and watched every single snap at practice telling us what they saw. So I got another one for you guys now. I read from Yahoo that the new offense will ask a lot out of Drake May. And most quarterbacks in the McDaniels offense, right, the responsibility falls on the quarterback for a bunch of different things, right? Whether it's the mic, the cadence changes, adjustments, you name it. Generally, the center might have a lot to do with that. Is that asking too much? What do both of you think? Is that asking too much of Drake May, and is it hurting his leadership development, the things that Mike Vrabel's been looking more for from Drake May?
Yeah, Joe, I'm going to start in the obvious place here, and it's a quote from Uncle Ben, in Spider-Man, as we all know and love. With great power comes great responsibility.
Yes.
If the team is going to put the ball in the franchise in Drake May's hands at 22, soon to be 23 years old, it's a lot of power. And I think he deserves to have the power and the responsibility, meaning he has the right to protect himself and change plays if he sees fit. In other offenses, that's up to the center. If the center blows a protection, the quarterback pays the price. So it's a lot at first. It's a lot in OTAs and minicamp, and now at training camp, as we're seeing, and I just detailed, some of these blitzes got through. But ultimately, if he's going to be responsible for everything that we just talked about and on a play-to-play basis, I think Drake May deserves to have that. I think he's smart enough to handle it. And McDaniels, I believe, not only just did this with Mac Jones 4 years ago, has learned to package things a little bit differently in the way he teaches that is more digestible to young quarterbacks.
Doug?
Yeah, I think the bigger question, too, is whether Drake May is ready for all of that responsibility, because he even said himself today about the Patriots' offensive line that he has to be a little bit more demonstrative with those guys to point them in the right direction, to tell them what to do. So we might still be seeing a situation where guys like Garrett Bradbury or Morgan Moses, like some of these guys might know better than Drake May. So I think the bigger question is whether he feels like he knows enough to tell them what to do. And as of today, he was saying that he needs to be more demonstrative, which, I mean, if they're going to give him that kind of responsibility, then yeah, he does have to be.
Does this fall on the hiring of Josh McDaniels on the offensive coordinator, adding too much pressure to quarterbacks, especially ones that have one career win and really limited game experience going back to college?
Joe, of the two facts you had to list about Drake May, you went there as opposed to number 3 overall pick and almost limitless ceiling with the guy who had the worst offensive line in the league last year and the second worst receiving core?
Yes.
Okay. Well, no, I'm going to tell you that he can handle it, because this is a kid who at 20 years old captained a North Carolina football team that was really, really good. And the year after, when he was behind a terrible offensive line, the college version of what we saw in New England, he had a turnover-worthy play percentage, meaning all the plays where he risked turning it over, lower than 2%, which was top 10 in college football at the time. So we could talk about the 2 seasons of him starting, or the 12 games he played in last year. But the bottom line is they've got their guy. The question is, in my mind, how well they have done to support him. And I think ultimately, again, I want him to be able to change the plays. If something's going to go wrong, give him the power, because this whole offense, the whole McDaniel system, is predicated on the idea of we have all the answers. You just need to be able to understand what they are and get to the right one.
Okay. Mac Jones did it his rookie year, and then they basically took the air out of the football. And then McDaniel said, I'm out. I can't work with this guy. So I just want to mention that although he picked it up, he was ready, right? At Alabama, was groomed for this, played in the pro. I guess my question is, do you think Drake May needs more reps in these preseason games?
It's a good question. I think he's getting a ton of reps in the joint practices, and he was certainly talking today like these joint practices are games. He was talking about the 2-minute situations. So it's tough because they're playing so much in these 2 joint practices that I really don't anticipate him playing in that much in this second preseason game. I think it would help, but I also think that he can grow into the offense as the season goes along. I know that a lot of people have high expectations for this team in 2025, but I mean, are they going to win the Super Bowl? Are they going to make the playoffs? I'm not sure about either one of those things. And I think that when you've got a 22-year-old quarterback in a new offense, you do have to assume that there might be some growing pains. They might have to grow into it in the early part of the season.
How'd Stephon Diggs look today, both of you guys thought?
I was watching him during one-on-ones and 7-on-7s pretty closely. And in one-on-ones, he got more separation than anyone else. He looked great out there. In 7-on-7s, he caught a couple more passes. It was like, all right, this is Stephon Diggs. This is the Stephon Diggs that we expected. But currently it does kind of feel like he's maybe turning it on and off a little bit right now. That like when he's going full tilt, when he's going full speed, he can still be the wide receiver that you expect him to be a number one. But it seems like I'll turn it over to Andrew in a second here, but it seems like he slowed down a little bit during 11-on-11s.
Yeah, so when you had the full team going, he caught just 2 passes, and there were 4 or 5 guys that had more than him. And I think this is also something when you look at quotes from his receivers coach, Todd Downing, the other day, is saying, I just have to tell him all the time, process over results. Sometimes you're doing the right thing, and it doesn't mean you catch the ball, which to me is kind of code for he wants the ball more. And if Doug's right that Diggs is kind of turning this on and turning this off, and look, We have not talked to him since the first day of camp. It's been 3 weeks. He has declined to speak to the media. We can ask him about this. We haven't. So I have to read between the lines, and I think in the 11-on-11s, unless he's getting the ball a lot, maybe he is kind of downshifting a little bit. But what we saw today, at least early in practice, says there's still a really, really good receiver in there.
All right, and was Drake May really sacked 6 times today? And did Josh Dobbs really throw 2 pick sixes?
Yes. Yeah, not good, Joe. Really, really not good on those fronts.
Ooh. Any concern with Josh Dobbs as the backup?
I mean, I think there are a lot of bad quarterbacks in the league, and most of them are backups, and that's just kind of how it goes. I'm not saying that he is the guy I would have picked, but there's a reason he's been on 9 or 10 teams or whatever it is, because a lot of people like him, but no one loves him. Like, no one's dropping to one knee for Josh Dobbs to keep him forever. So, to me, I don't worry as much about those picks. I worry more about the sacks because, again, part of those were just guys getting beat, and other of them were scheme issues. So most of them had to do with the 2 rookies. I had Will Campbell down for 2 sacks and then Jared Wilson down for 1. Only film review could confirm that. I don't have the ability to review that film, but those plays were not good. Thankfully, they at least kind of balanced it out at the end with the long touchdowns to Hollins and Henderson.
I love backup quarterback talk, so I'm going to chime in here too. This is Doug now. Josh Dobbs is so hot and cold practice to practice. Like, if you ask me one day, I'm like, oh, yeah, it looks great as the backup. You ask me the next day, and, like, it's a completely different answer. But that's also kind of what we've seen from Josh Dobbs throughout his career, where, like, whenever he took over as a starter, he was, like, running super hot. It was like, can this guy be a starter? And then he drops off the face of the other things, throwing interceptions, taking sacks. So I think that's just simply the Joshua Dobbs experience. And I think they could have done more about the backup quarterback situation, or at least even provided more competition for him this summer. But he's going to be the backup, so it's going to be a hot and cold experience if he does get in there.
All right, well, I feel like we're making radio history right now, having 2 reporters on one phone here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. What to expect for tomorrow, and it's a Saturday 1:00 game. Like, I'm kind of liking this. What to expect? I mean, will we see? I know you guys kind of mentioned that they're getting their work in now, but will we see any of the starter? How are they going to play this thing out?
I think they're going to wait and see tomorrow, Joe, about how practice goes, and especially, like, let's say another starter or 2 gets hurt, right? You know, because they're already dealing with Christian Gonzalez and Hunter Henry's not practicing. Christian Barmore is limited. They probably go, why do we want to lose anyone else off the ship? If where we end up on Sunday doesn't really matter. So tomorrow, the plan is at practice for them to be in the red zone. I think you'll see depressed quarterback numbers because accuracy for every quarterback, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, goes down when you're only throwing inside the 20, but it'll be more competitive. And typically on day 2, things get a little bit more testy. So you could have some fights break out tomorrow, which today, Doug and I were walking out, and you remember this, I said that was kind of tame. There weren't many big highlights today, and there were certainly no fights. So the crowd was quiet. I think tomorrow, though, the fireworks might come.
I will say that I was talking to a lot of the Vikings reporters, and apparently Kevin O'Connell is, like, very, very, very insistent that there is no fighting whatsoever. And something that someone mentioned was that the last time that there were joint practices between the Titans and the Vikings, there was a fight during practice, and then Mike Vrabel forced that player to play the entire first half of the preseason game. And you're just like tearing apart the Vikings. So if we do see any fights, it'll be actually interesting to see if he does the same kind of punishment. But yeah, things usually do get chippy on that second day of joint practices, which is why some teams only do one of these. So I would like to see more fireworks. Today was fun. It was competitive, but could definitely be more competitive in day 2.
Do you guys feel as though watching Minnesota, they're upping class to the Patriots at one joint practice?
No, just because J.J. McCarthy is still pretty inconsistent. And heading into these joint practices, there was a lot of talk of this could be a disaster for the Patriots offense, like Vikings defense, Brian Flores. And then my response was could be ugly for the Vikings offense as well, just because of McCarthy and how good this Patriots defense looks. And that was the case from what we saw today. It was like the defenses on both sides of the ball were really running things. And it'll be interesting to see how McCarthy responds tomorrow. But no, I think that coming out of today, at least from what I saw on offense, and I was watching the defense really closely, the teams looked a little closer than I expected.
Yeah, I'll say this, though. Like, they're missing Justin Jefferson, and they're missing some other pieces that you go, this will be a different team when you see them. But, look, Joe, if you got concerns about a young quarterback who's only won 0 games, actually, all last season, and started just 1 season in college, his name's not Drake May. His name's J.J. McCarthy, and he was the worst quarterback today. So, I don't know if you have another Viking segment planned, but we can stick around for that if you want.
Touche. They need some wide receivers. Huh? I know Rondell Moore got hurt. Addison's going to miss time, right? Who else is emerging for them at this point?
I mean, I didn't really see any, but granted, that was also Doug's department as far as receivers they had.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of wide receivers getting open right away. It was Jordan Addison was getting a lot of targets from J.J. McCarthy, but as you mentioned, like, he's going to be out the first few weeks, so that could be, like, Jefferson's going to be ready for week 1. I don't think there's any real question about that. But, like, that wide receiver core is ugly beyond Justin Jefferson. So you look at a team like the Patriots, they don't have the greatest wide receiver core in the world, obviously, but they might have some tradable assets. And guys like Jalen Poole, Kendrick Bourne, would be interesting if after these joint practices, their GMs or head coaches got together and said, like, hey, we got Anthony Jennings, we got Kyle Duggar, we got some wide receivers. Like, who can you give us? We have some depth issues. So sometimes you do see those things after these joint practices, and there are some players the Patriots could give the Vikings that they could use right now.
You got it. All right, so what do you got? What do you do in Minnesota besides the mall?
We talked to you, Joe. We podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to a Twins game tomorrow, so that'll be fun.
Ooh, that's cool. The owner is keeping the team, I guess.
There we go. That's big.
So there's big news in case you guys didn't know.
So they won't move before we see them on Thursday.
That's
good.
right. They won't. Do you guys remember the movie Little Big League?
Of course.
That was the Minnesota Twins. He owned the team. That was great.
I was thinking the other day that I've never really had any ties to the Twins. Like, I didn't love the Twins. I didn't like players on the Twins growing up. I never really cared about the Twins. But then I was like, you know what? I did care about Little Big League. Ken Griffey Jr. was in that movie. Mm-hmm. Randy Johnson was in that movie. Wasn't maybe as good as The Sandlot or Rookie of the Year, but it was like just one of those classic 90s baseball movies for kids.
Yeah. I will tell you guys, I have the Astros Red Sox game on. Well, you guys know about the cheating allegations or the Steele signing. It's getting crazy in Houston right now on both sides. There was a balk. There was they were yelling at the first base coach for the signs. Core is screaming at the other team. The umps are everywhere. It's wild right now. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of 30 for 30 on the Astros cheating in the Red Sox. It's happening tonight, I swear.
No fights during joint practices, but maybe one during the Red Sox Astros game.
Hey, were you guys? So you guys were podcast. Did you guys? Are you in or out on this Taylor Swift podcast with the Kelseys?
I'm out on it only because I tried to FaceTime with my daughter and she was too busy watching the Taylor Swift podcast.
Got it. All right, Andrew, what are you eating tonight? What are you guys eating?
We had delicious burgers, a place called Parlor last night. Great old-fashioned. Tonight, I think, is going to be delivery that hopefully arrives as soon as we finish podcasting. So, Joe, you know from the last show that we did together that it's going to be Chipotle for your boy. That's and right. Doug, I think, has some Wingstop. But we will be back out tomorrow. Local cuisine downtown, our final night in Minneapolis. And the answer, by the way, as native Minnesotans would tell you, what do you do in Minnesota? You drink. So that if it wasn't August, that might be the only thing we do here. But thankfully, it's a beautiful place and a beautiful time. So we're going to get out a little bit.
Well, you guys will appreciate it. We had Zach Cox on yesterday to talk about the Celtics, and we had both of you guys on today. So shout out to the Boston Herald. Oh, and we had Michael Hurley on Monday. So how about the Patch Chat podcast getting some pub as well?
Hell yeah. And now with the Red Sox blowing up the Astros in the full-on brawl, I think you just detailed for us. Maybe you have Max Cerullo on tomorrow. Who knows?
Let's sign them up. Hey, guys, I really appreciate the time. I know you guys are busy out there. I feel like everyone's partying out there. So have some fun, drink, do the podcast, and listen to Taylor Swift later.
Awesome. Love you, Joe. Thanks for the time, man.
Thanks, guys. It's Doug Kide of the Herald and Andrew Callahan. Although we're making radio history today, I want to thank those guys for joining us here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. That was cool. Thank you, Andrew Callahan, for getting creative. You know, by the way, pet peeve, I called everybody today to come on the show.
Hey, we got two guests, Joe. Just not exactly how we envisioned it, you know?
That was cool.
Hey, Callahan, I mean, what other show's going to have Callahan and Doug Kyde on at the same time?
Do you know what the best part of it was? Is when I said, basically my take was, are they asking Drake May to do too much? And I said, the line and this and that. And he goes, what, Joe? Not that he was the 3rd overall pick. And so he was out after that.
I like it.
Yes, Andrew. I'm trying to get a rise out of you. Thank you. All right. Dude, what the hell was going on in the baseball game? Can we talk about this? That was some wild stuff there.
Yeah, me and Luke are still efforting what happened there. Matt McCarthy has tweeted, was that some type of coordinated effort to try and get a balk called? I'm with Millar. I didn't see anything unusual there, basically. Obviously we don't have sound in the studio. That's one of the downsides of, doing the show while the game's going on. But certainly the Red Sox were hot and bothered about something, and all 3 umps kind of converged on the middle of the field immediately following a pitch right down the middle. So, yeah, I'm very interested to see what exactly is going on down there in Houston.
All right. Well, let's figure it out. We'll give you the score at least. We'll do that in headlines. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines presented by South.
Giolito had been good, but the other night he definitely was fighting it.
They both have good makeup. There's no doubt about that. Like, as far as sitting in their mental aspect of it all, it's their physical abilities, their problem. I did want to mention this. See what Christian Campbell's been doing of late? Christian Campbell has hit in 17 of his last 20 games. He's batting .370. That's 27 for 73. He has 3 doubles, 4 home runs, 12 RBI, 7 walks. He scored 17 runs in that span. Guess what? He's also logged 23 games at first base. While we're at it, Joe Murray's favorite, the password Garcia, has hit in 18 of 23 games, 30 of 94. That's Joe Math 319. 5 doubles, 1 triple, 6 home runs, 23 RBI, scored 20 runs. Also learning how to play first base. I can see a promotion for both of those players at some point. So I just wanted to share that. Deshaun's in Virginia. Hey, man.
Hello, Joe. How's it going?
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, it was good. Yes, I was here out there about all the things that the guys were talking about, and that was pretty good. But what I really want to touch base on is that when it comes to this team overall success, because I know the defense is going to be pretty good, just like the guys said, whatever. I'm not really worried about that, despite them missing guys as well. But this success is really going to hinge on this team's protection. And from like possibly when 11 to 12 games, they protect Drake May pretty well, or possibly just 5-6 games. But like I honestly see the numbers that you mentioned before. I actually can see it happening with the fact that these guys can't pick up, stunts, and that's something you can't just get better with overnight. So I think that with that being the case, I think that could be very problematic for this upcoming season if they don't get that checked out real fast.
You're right, my man.
That's all I want to say.
I appreciate your call as always. Those sack numbers, man. Woo! Someone asked this question, Skaz, and I'm actually kind of curious. This is actually a good question. If Drake May turns into Drew Bledsoe, is that good enough? And the reason why I would say yeah is because they win. Yeah, you could look back at just individual numbers for Drew Bledsoe and be like, hey, man, 50,000 yards. The intercept, the sacks. I mean, there were times, dude, he just dropped, but he protected the ball, though. But did he take sacks? Absolutely. Did it eventually, hurt his career? Yes. But if Drake May was Drew Bledsoe, they'd win again. Do we want him to be better? Yes. But a guy that perennially, is that word? Perennially? That was a perennial playoff quarterback and went to Super Bowls? I think it'd be good. I would take it. Oh, I bet there's people right now being like, no, Joe. No, but you guys forget he was good here. But he had a coach that reined him in. Sounds like Mike Vrabel's been hard on him, though. All right, everybody. You know what we got next? You want to do it your last night here, Luke? Let's go. Get in here. We'll do in or out coming up next here on the Sports Hub.
What's it gonna be, McFly? Are you in or out?
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5 The Sports Hub. Paisley Media Group Station. Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, Red Sox trail 4-1 right now, top of the seventh inning. They left Walker Buehler in the game. He went 6 innings, walked 4 guys. That's the big issue in this one. 96 pitches, 2 home runs, though. They have gotten their only run, the Red Sox, tonight on a Ceddanne Rafaela RBI single. The Patriots had joint practices today. Drake May sacked 6 times. Josh Dobbs, 2 pick sixes. But you know what? Stephon Diggs looked good. So everyone's happy about that. And the sale of the Celtics is complete. Bill Chisholm, the governor, deal's worth $6.1 billion, the largest for an American professional sports team. Headlines, they are brought to you by Celsius Energy Drinks. Refresh your energy with zero sugar, essential vitamins, and proven ingredients. I have the sparkling orange right now. I'm Joe Murray, your next update soon. Now it's time for In or Out.
No matter where you go, you're always connected to Boston sports with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app. Download it wherever you get your apps today.
Are you in or out? Gotta know without a doubt. I'm the one you need for a dirty deed. I'm the best. Success is guaranteed.
Joe, how are you?
I'm great. Fantastic. It's a Wednesday night. Alex Cora just got tossed.
That's right.
Oh, that was bound to happen. Hardo ump. You see him with his hat and everything?
You don't want you want the Patriots coach to be a Hardo, but not the Red Sox manager?
No, the ump is who I call the Hardo.
Oh, fair enough.
Is he
a lot of umps are Hardos.
Yeah,
a lot of
them.
them.
See him putting his head down and puffing his chest out?
Yeah.
Is umpire like the number one hardo job out there? It's got to be up there.
Even more than like referees in any other sports.
I think so.
Okay. Let me give you a couple.
Very dramatic.
I only played 3 sports, really, like, high school or whatever. Little League Baseball. Oh, my God, the ump was such a hardo. Paul McLaughlin, if anybody played Parkway. Hustle in, hustle out, let's go. I mean, he was like it was like he was late for dinner, you know? Basketball, they were pretty good.
They're all basketball referees are all business.
Plus
usually.
Plus the cardio. You know, there's a lot of that in there. So I think they're looking for everything but managing their cardio.
Not a lot of cardio with the MLB umps.
No.
So yes, in my experience, you know what though? I have had some before where, like, if I played center, there was hurry up. The guy would stand over the ball to match the chains up. Like, dude, get out of the way. Stop hovering over the ball. Let's go. I hated that.
This is a football ref.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they weren't like, they would be like, watch your language, because I went to Catholic school.
That was encouraged.
That was another one I hated. In basketball, we had to tuck our shirts in, but like really tuck them in. Like, I like to pull mine out a little bit.
Like to an uncomfortable level.
It was bad.
That's weird.
Tuck your shirt in, tuck your shirt in. What do you mean, man? Why? My shirt's
a
tight.
lot of NBA players don't even tuck it in anymore.
No. So, yes, of the 3 sports that I have ever played, I would say baseball had the most hardo umps.
They definitely still do. Major League Baseball.
Plus, like, when someone does a strike 3 call and it's like, hey! And it's like, dude, come on.
That's what
You really got to show me up, bro?
Exactly, yep.
Or like, he moved, he balked! And it's like, dude.
Yeah.
Anyways. Did I even mention... I've never played hockey. I only down at, the George Ryder Fallon Field growing up.
I'm not a hockey guy. I can't speak on that.
But I will tell you.
Yeah.
Those little youth hockey refs, those guys suck too. And I won't get into
cardio involved there, though.
There's been a lot of physical altercations that we won't talk about.
Right.
Not me. I never played.
In or out, Joe?
Out on hardo officiating.
Okay.
Hard out on that. Hard out. Gentlemen, we will start with a documentary tonight, a Wednesday night edition of In or Out. Charlie Sheen is ready to open up like never before with the new documentary called A.K.A. Charlie, set to premiere on Netflix next month, I believe, early September. Gentlemen, are we in or out on a Charlie Sheen documentary?
Who is this individual?
This is why I ask. Are you familiar with the show 2.5 Men?
I'm not.
Are you familiar with Major League, the movie?
Yes.
The pitcher Wild Thing?
Nope. You lost me.
He's like the main character in the movie.
Okay.
He comes out to Wild Thing, the song.
Okay.
He's got like a mullet. Charlie Sheen, a very, very famous actor.
What about Tiger Blood?
Nope.
Winning?
Nope.
Yes. Charlie Sheen, a very polarizing figure, I would say, in the late, early aughts, as they would call them, 2010-ish.
I'll abstain
Friend of the
on this
station's guest.
Friend of the station came on for a long time.
Overnight
actually.
when we were closed.
Yes, yeah. I believe he was having a couple cigarettes as well.
Yeah, and they were going through his phone. They called Lenny Dykstra. You really don't know who? Do you have a Google?
I do.
Google.
I think you would recognize him.
Google Charlie Sheen.
Are you familiar with Emilio Estevez? Mighty Ducks.
Mighty Ducks? No.
Charlie Sheen.
You see his photo? Do you know who that guy is?
I don't recognize this individual. No.
In Skaz. In.
I'm sorry. I got.
Now listen.
I'm sorry.
I'm almost curious if the show 2.5 Men was about Charlie Sheen. Lived where on the beach in California or wherever it was?
Yeah, I think so.
Had his own maid.
Yeah.
His brother had to live with him because he got divorced, right?
I think that I wasn't dialed into it, but I think that's right.
Right,
yeah.
and then he'd always have girls over, but the brother was there ruining things, and then the kid would be there. Pretty good, comedy show theme, right? But he was wild. Major League was a movie that came out in the 90s.
I've heard of the movie.
It was the Cleveland Indians at the time, and they were a bad ball team. So the owner of the team wanted them to be so bad that they could move them to Florida.
Okay.
So they found out. And then they got players they were very creative on how they got players. They weren't like draft picks.
Yeah.
Well, Charlie Sheen came from the Arizona Penal League, meaning jail. And he could throw 100 miles per hour, but couldn't throw straight. So they called him Wild Thing.
Reminds me of one Jordan Hicks.
No.
No?
Charlie Sheen was better, or Rick Wild Thing.
I believe it.
But what happened was they realized he needed glasses.
Okay.
And then he turned it on.
You know, you familiar with Logan Webb, Joe?
Yes.
You know Logan Webb is legally blind?
Cool.
Yeah.
I give people credit for doing things at a high level with impairments. But you don't remember
Did you know that, Scott?
I did not know that, no.
I learned that actually in MLB The Show, believe it or not.
There was a basketball player called Yinka Dare, I believe.
Okay.
Who had one eye and played in the NBA. It was a fake eye, but he had it.
There you go.
Nobody knew it.
Interesting. Okay.
Jim Abbott had one hand.
A lot of people think Jalen Brown plays basketball with one hand.
The left one that he won the slam dunk contest with and looked at it?
Well, people don't think he has that left hand.
Oh, okay.
They're way too harsh on the NBA Finals MVP.
In on Charlie Sheen's guess.
Yes, Charlie Sheen, very famous, very interesting life, very famous family. I think that's...
Yeah, he married
his dad is
Dad's,
Martin
Sheen?
Yes.
He married Denise Richards, who's also got her own reality TV show. Not good. Next.
All right, gentlemen, we'll head to Indianapolis for this next one. Something that's, I think it's been in Slack a couple times this week, but we just haven't gotten to it. The Indianapolis Colts, a new menu item this year. It is a new Colts Stadium pretzel that is in the shape of a Colts horseshoe, but Twitter seems to think it looks like a giant log, for lack of a better term. They've had a lot of fun with it over the last 48 hours. Gentlemen, are we in or out on the Colts' new horseshoe pretzel?
I'm out. I think somebody's got to look at that and say no before that goes across the internet. Generally, I'm not a huge pretzel guy. I don't hate them. I don't really feel strongly, but this one in particular was pretty bad. You would agree that it resembles a log, Skaz.
It looks like poop.
There you go.
It looks like poop, right?
That's, yeah, it's hard to unsee it once it's pointed out to you.
What could the Patriots do? Make a football?
You could do like a flying Elvis pretzel or something.
Tom Brady pretzel.
I love pretzels.
What do you got on the Colts pretzel, Joe?
I would eat it, but looking at it, it doesn't look pleasant.
Not a very appetizing piece of food
Definitely
to look
not.
at.
But
Definitely
I would eat it.
Most brown food, like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Is that just me?
What do you put on your pretzel?
I haven't had a pretzel in years. I'm off the top of my head, I'm thinking probably mustard.
I put nacho cheese.
Have you ever been, Joe, to Auntie Anne's?
Have I ever been to Auntie Anne's?
Very good pretzel place.
Yes, I love Auntie.
Yeah.
That's what the mall needs to smell like. Two things.
Okay.
Auntie Anne's or Cinnabon, right?
I've actually never had Cinnabon. I know that's a travesty. I know. I've heard very good things.
Well, there was a lot of Krispy Kreme in the
crossover there.
Crossover
Is that right?
today.
There's a lot of glazing going on.
A lot of Cinnabon.
No denial. No
A
denial.
lot of frosting on the top of that.
No denial over here.
Next.
All right, gentlemen, we'll head to the NBA for this one. The first NBA game ever on Amazon Prime Video will be Knicks versus Celtics on October 24th. Gentlemen, are we in or out on the Celtics and Knicks tipping off the NBA's Amazon Prime era?
Guys, we're going to be here, right? It's a Friday. So we'll be watching. I'm in.
I'm out just because of all of these streaming services. I'm anti.
Do you have Amazon?
A million streaming. I don't even know. I think so.
I pay for Amazon.
Yeah, I think I have the. I don't even know.
Do you shop on Amazon?
I do.
So you have Amazon Prime, right?
I think. I don't even know.
If you have Amazon Prime, you should have Amazon the app.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Still, it's just more complicated. Like I just think everything should be available on cable. Fair,
but I think we're living in a time where we.
No, I don't doubt that. I think we're definitely.
Yes,
this is the state of the world,
yes,
no doubt.
Yes. So
I'm out on that.
Do you know what it is? Is that I'm an evolver. I evolve or we die. Right? We were just talking about this before.
I mean, that's all species.
All species.
Yeah,
we have to evolve. I feel as though instead of complaining about it, I got to get on the train. I can't be left behind.
Fair enough.
Like, you ever saw the movie Titanic?
I haven't seen it all the way through, but I've seen a lot of it.
Skaz, you've never seen the Titanic?
I know what happens. I'm familiar with the story.
Yeah, I mean, okay, my reference is...
Yeah, Skaz, it sinks, yeah?
That's what I've heard.
When the boat was sinking, they had multiple little wooden boats.
Correct, yeah, lifeboats.
They wanted all the women and children...
I'm familiar, yep.
On the boat.
Yep, famously.
But what happened was the high-class rich persons got on the boat too. Leaving some...
Microcosm of the world today.
Correct. Microcosm. There you go. I don't want to be left on the ship.
Reasonable.
I don't want to freeze when everybody else is living.
Plenty of room on the door. That's what I've heard. Plenty of room on that door.
Yes.
That's what I've heard.
So I am getting with the times, but I'm in on Amazon.
All right, gentlemen, we'll head to the world of golf for this next one. It is the playoffs. The FedEx Cup playoffs are going on right now. First week was last week, another one this week, and the following week. Are we in or out on the FedEx Cup playoffs?
So I read an article this week that it's a joke. So right now at this point, Skaz, if you can explain it to me, wouldn't Scheffler be in the lead?
Well, so what they used to do was basically the guy that was in first. So, yes, it would be Scotty Scheffler. They would start the Tour Championship, which is next week. It's usually at East Lake every year down in Atlanta. And he would be 10 under to start the tournament. They've gone away from that model. Now it's just straight up, but there's like a points-based system. It starts with 70 guys, then it's down to 50, and then the final event in the playoff is 30 guys. So this week there'll be 50 guys trying to make it into the final 30. If you're not a big-time golf fan, I would largely agree that it's pretty useless, but they're trying new things. They're trying to make it, more exciting, more of a playoff. But I do think at some point it has to go. There needs to be something more head-to-head or, American playoffs are knockout, like, one-game elimination, stuff like that.
What about, like, the guy who has the most wins with the least amount play, like, the next one? So it's kind of like
Yeah, they've thought like almost like a March Madness style. That's been floated in years past. I don't know if they'll ever get to quite that, but I do think it could be better. I'm very interested in it. You know, I was watching this weekend some good theater with like Ricky Fowler getting sponsor exemptions and you know, falling inside the top 50, and a guy like, you know, Jonathan Vegas, whoever else was right on the bubble, didn't get sponsor exemptions. So there are storylines there, but for the large part, I would agree with the general sports fan that it's pretty useless.
I'm in. Why not? I like more playoff golf. I don't know a ton about the FedEx Cup, but I think high competitive golf is a lot of fun. The last playoff that I watched was at the Masters, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. So my little knowledge of the FedEx Cup is in.
Is Rory there?
He was there.
The FedEx.
Oh.
He skipped. So Rory had so many points and did so well this year that he skipped the first event. Some people very upset about that.
Oh, really?
Rory, I've never been a Rory guy. I don't want to come down too hard on him, but
So he was in Happy Gilmore too.
I believe he was. Yes.
We'll skip the FedEx Cup.
Just the first. He's amassed so many points that he didn't worry about getting into the final 50. He's locked in the top 10.
Okay. For those asking who this kid is, his name is Luke Fitzpatrick. He goes to Ithaca, and tonight is his last night as our intern. And everyone says it's Luke because some guy never heard you before.
Oh, okay. My name is Luke. Hello.
Welcome to the chat. All right, what else we got?
All right, gentlemen. Retailers in China are saying that adult-sized pacifiers are picking up popularity. As a way to relieve stress and anxiety, some shops are claiming they sell over 2,000 adult pacifiers a month. Are we in or out on adult pacifiers?
I'm in, and I'm really being serious. There are people that have oral fixations. Yes, Zyn, cigarettes, marijuana, vapes, eating, right? Drinking something. Some people just put their hands to their mouth. It's oral fixation is real. I'm not trying to be like insensitive or even try to make innuendos. A pacifier would help ease an oral fixation. There are also people that grind their teeth. There are also drug addicts who do that as well. I'm just saying that there's a lot of reasons why a pacifier, although it's for a child, it could help with some sort of oral fixation.
Personally, I'm going to say that I'm out just because I hear what you're saying 100%. I don't know that a pacifier is going to take away like a nicotine addiction or something like that. I certainly don't feel strongly one way or another. I do think it looks somewhat goofy. I think you would even agree, Joe.
Yeah, like, you know, I've watched like Boys in the Hood, and the kid, as a fashion statement, had a pacifier in his mouth. But, you know, I would think it would be just like a sleep guard, right?
Yeah.
Or something that you would do in privacy. If I see people out in public, I'm
that's what I
probably
mean,
gonna be like,
right?
Hey,
Yeah.
man. But I don't want to be insensitive.
Like if somebody walks into a job interview with a you know what I mean?
Yeah. But there are people who drink alcohol, and in the whole process of like it can help.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes. It's like a tick.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
So I think it could be used in a positive way. So I'm in.
I don't disagree. I'm out, but I really
I don't want to see people in public with pacifiers.
Right?
But
yeah.
I get it.
All right, gentlemen. We'll head to the NHL for this next one. The NHL putting out top players lists earlier today. Charlie McAvoy came in at number 11 for best defenseman in the league. Are we in or out on Charlie McAvoy being the 11th best defenseman in the NHL? He was ranked number 7 going into last season.
I think 11's fine. And I have, my brain's been shut off from hockey.
Yeah, I'm not a hockey guy myself. I think he's been doing it long enough that he's established a spot in the top 15. I don't know enough about other current defensemen.
The number sounds right. Okay, so Makar, right? Victor Hedman's probably on that list. I'm just thinking a guy. You know what, Skaz? He's probably better than 11. But his performance is 11, right? Like people think he's a top 5 defenseman. He's not. He plays like a top 11 defenseman. So I actually think he doesn't play to his potential. I think 11's right.
I think you see, the Four Nations and stuff like that, and people really and I think McAvoy is, very good. I do think he had a slightly down year last year, but I would agree he's right on that 10 to 15, cusp of defenseman. I don't think he's, okay, not that anyone's really a Cale Makar or even a Miro Heiskanen or like you mentioned. Yeah, exactly. Jacob Slavin's a guy who has really ascended over the last couple of years.
Slavin and McAvoy, I'd have a debate on, but I probably would go Slavin because he plays 80. He plays a lot,
and he was awesome last year.
Yeah. I would say 11. I'm in on 11. I'm in on 11, but I think he should be better than that. And now he's coming off the injury, right? What the hell happened? A shoulder thing? What happened there? Did we ever get? We'll do that another day. Next,
Luke, you did you say you had an in or out for us tonight?
I do have one for Joe. This one was something thrown in Slack caught my attention of this earlier. Joe, I wanted to know, are you in or out on veganism?
I respect those that want to be vegan. I would also respect the fact that it's expensive.
For yourself.
Could I be a vegan?
Yeah. For a week.
Yeah.
Okay. For a month.
Yeah, I would eat chickpeas instead of pasta or, beef.
Vegans don't eat pasta? Oh, because it's wheat?
Yeah, I would eat a lot of cheese pizza. I lived with somebody once who was a vegan.
Yeah.
And I had to eat a lot of non-meat food. So it turned into me eating a lot of carbs.
There you go. Skaz?
Yeah, more power to you if that's something that, you want to do and you're into, but I couldn't do it personally.
That's where I'm at, yeah.
And I do think it is very expensive.
Very.
All right, gentlemen, we will end with this one tonight. Paramount, new film execs over at Paramount say that a new World War Z film, the original 10 years ago with Brad Pitt, a new film in the World War Z universe is seen as a top priority for Paramount film execs. Are we in or out on a new World War Z film?
Personally, I wouldn't say it should be a top priority. I've never seen the first one, but top priority seems a little strong. Joe?
Can you repeat the question, sir?
Joe, are you familiar with World War Z, a 2013 horror action movie with Brad Pitt?
Yes.
Paramount execs are saying that a new World War Z movie set in the same universe is a top priority for them. Are you in or out?
Brad Pitt going to be in it?
That I don't know.
It depends.
Out. In on Brad Pitt, the actor.
Out. Remember you asked us about that?
Yeah, I had never heard of or knew what a Labubu was until a week or two ago, and now
I'm not gonna lie, I still don't truly know what they are.
Yeah, it's like a little doll or something.
It's it's got to be like from something, right?
That's what I thought. I thought it was from a show or a movie or something.
Joe?
I don't think so.
Joe's more versed in Labubu.
Oh no, I've seen them at card shows.
But what is it?
But is it from something or
it reminds me of a Beanie Baby? Is all I can tell you.
You're like a Furby. I remember those.
Is it from like a movie or something?
I have no clue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no! I know a little bit about it. I don't care.
Okay.
You mentioned the vegan thing. I threw this in Slack earlier, but did you know that there are people that are closing restaurants in New York because the vegan menu cost?
That was what caught my eye about it. Yeah.
In or out on Chubby Checker blowing off the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction? He literally got voted into the Hall of Fame.
Not my language.
No. Just anybody who gets invited to the Hall of Fame blows it off.
Oh.
In or out?
Out.
In. If you're a legend and you're over the age of 80, you can kind of do whatever you want.
Agree.
Like, you get a
wait.
pass.
Am I misunderstanding?
But maybe
Joe,
like Chubby Checker's like, I don't want to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I thought you meant that this was somebody who got inducted and then got
Chubby
removed.
Checker did, and he just, now the ceremony's going to happen.
And he's not going.
He's not going.
But I thought you meant that he was originally inducted and then they changed that.
He is inducted.
They're not removing him, no.
Okay, yeah. That was what I thought you said, was that they changed their mind and are not inducting him anymore.
Okay.
I'm out on both fronts, by the way. Not going to your own induction, that's lame, in my opinion.
Kind of a power move, though. Kind of a power move. 83 years old, you're just like, I don't want to go to Cleveland, Ohio. I'm kind of in on that. I'm 30 and I don't want to go to Cleveland, Ohio for the most part. Joe, have you ever been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
No, I'd love to.
The fact that he said he was going to go and then now is backing out, that's what I'm out on.
Man, I have one for. It looks like Street Team Joe's on the phone. So we can all answer this one. Hi, Joe.
What up, Joe? What up, Luke? I'm calling to say, intern Luke, happy last day, brother. It was a pleasure to get to know you, and you definitely got a bright future. You got a talented voice and a very entertaining personality, and I'm going to miss you.
Joe, you're the best. Thank you very much. I'm going to miss you as well. Stay in touch.
All right, Street Team Joe, before we talk about paranormal stuff, are you in or out on the Applebee's IHOP combo restaurant?
Very in. I mean, like, what food would we be missing if we went to an Applebee's IHOP? You get every possible food you want.
Do you know what I would want? I would want a riblet platter with eggs.
What's that?
I want like riblets, like riblet, like ribs.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But they'll come with hash browns instead of French fries.
Oh, that sounds really good.
And then I would want to put an egg over the ribs.
Are you going to put maple syrup on that egg over the ribs?
Now I'm going to eat the barbecue that's on the ribs.
Okay.
A sunny side up.
Mm-hmm.
I would be more in on maple syrup on like steak or ribs than I would be on an egg.
Okay.
I actually, like, before I die, I want to try that. Like maple syrup on like ribs.
Before you die, huh?
You got plenty of time.
No, I know.
Luke.
Yeah,
You got plenty of time.
I sure hope.
So, Joe, that'd be fun, huh? A little Applebee's IHOP combo. It's going to keep them both in business.
Yeah, I was thinking like pancakes on like the side of like a burger.
Oh, like the burger, the pancakes would be the bread and the burger would be in the middle?
Yeah.
And then maybe like a maple syrup explosion when you bite into it?
Sure, you're thinking exactly what is going through my brain.
It's basically a McGriddle is what you're making, right?
Yeah,
Like, it's
a
basically a
McGriddle.
McGriddle.
I love the McGriddle. It's just our own version of the McGriddle. It's a burger version.
Yeah. So last night we got, Luke doesn't know this yet, but we had a few paranormal
I saw you
callers.
tweeted about it.
And we had one guy that called in and said that his wife, who passed, is a ghost at the restaurant that she worked at. And we're going to play some audio coming up in a little bit for you, but it looks like we may have had some electronical voice phenomenon last night during the show.
Okay.
Do you know what the EVP is now,
I don't want to blow. Yeah, I don't want to give away what the audio was, but the audio that Skaz has is extremely, extremely creepy, and I don't want to be a part of it anymore. I decided I'm going to separate myself.
You're tapping out?
Yeah, I'm tapping out. I'm now out on horror stuff. Yeah, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I don't want any connection with this. With this paranormal activity stuff anymore.
Did you watch any Ghost Adventures?
I did watch a couple of YouTube clips. It also creeps me out. I just don't like the phenomenon of seeing ghosts. I believe it. I believe all that stuff exists. I want to be a part of it.
All right, Joe. Well, stay tuned.
Right.
We're going to play more of it later.
I'll be listening. Hey, good luck, Luke.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Joe.
All right.
Appreciate
Take
you,
care.
buddy. Yep, take care. Street Team Joe giving you a shout out, huh?
Two things for you, Joe, before we go to break.
Yeah.
Are you in or out on the my idea of syrup on ribs?
In.
Right?
Yeah.
Sounds kind of good, like sweet ribs.
You know what I would do is I'd actually go ribs without sauce, put them in syrup.
Ooh.
Fry them.
I think you could do like barbecue sauce and
well, I would fry
syrup.
them first and then do the barbecue sauce. So when I eat into it, I taste the maple on the inside.
Okay. And then, have you seen the movie Weapons?
No.
Have you heard of it?
I don't think I
was talking to Skaz about it the other day. It's a brand new horror movie. Looks very good. I plan to see it before I go back to school.
I saw it in the yes. It's supposed to be coming out soon. I saw it.
It came out on Friday.
Oh.
Yeah. Are you in or out of horror movies?
But
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't think I like your horror. Like what I mean by yours is
Like, have you seen Hereditary?
no, but like what I've seen is I liked.
You mean like My Generation?
Psycho,
Yep.
The Birds, It.
Yeah, have you seen the Jordan Peele movies?
Yeah, I've seen
Those
some.
are amazing.
Oh, I liked Get Out. I
Get
thought
Out's
that was
good.
very
I didn't
good.
like Nope, but I liked Us.
The
You like Us?
Exorcist is one of my favorites.
The old one or the new one?
Well, I don't know.
Okay, the new
the
one
old
sucks. It's
one
not
I
worth it.
liked.
The new
I
one's
liked
not
the
worth
one
it.
that
Don't
came
watch
out in like the 2000s.
Okay.
Say it was a prequel of the original.
Okay. I didn't even know that.
And-
I know about the one from what 73 or something like that.
Yeah, Halloween is one of my favorites.
Okay.
Michael Myers,
Yep.
Freddy Krueger, Jason, all the Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Streets. Like you gotta understand the 80s, man.
Old school.
It
Yeah.
was like just consistent, dude. Did you ever go to Spooky World?
I haven't. I don't even know what that is.
Okay. Well, why don't we take a break?
Let's do it.
Luke, thank you. In
Thank
or
you,
out,
Joe.
his final in or out in his intern career at 98.5 The Sports Hub. We'll take a break. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way.
was listening to Milliken.
The Millimissile.
Today was the first time that I really watched Zoe in action, meaning winding up Tyler. Now, I think that winding up Tyler is very easy. He's got a big string on his back. You just pull it, because he, and I love Tyler because he's pushing back, right? He's fighting, he's swimming, he's surviving, he's trying to get his take across.
Busy man the last 2 days too, doing the baseball hour as well.
You're right, but working with the former athlete who's got his own name on a show and runs the Patriots, and then you got Beetle, and then Tom and Tim. He's got to fight.
I mean, Tom might be the toughest one to deal with out of the four of them.
I'm just saying he's got to fight. But today I was watching Zoe, a master in action today. You know what really got him?
It was the Zoe cul-de-sac. It was the Zoe carousel.
Zoe was winding him up, baby. By the way, the Red Sox lost 4-1. Is chicken fingers considered an appetizer? And he was like, yeah. And Zoe started calling guys who own restaurants and was like, is chicken tenders an appetizer? At most, nice, he used the Capitol Grill for an example. Not considered an appetizer.
That's an entree.
But if you go to 99 or some other place that we all love, starters.
Yeah, when I think of chicken tenders on their own, that's an appetizer. If you're giving me chicken tenders with fries and, coleslaw fries and a biscuit, whatever it is, that's a meal. I don't know if that's, if I'm sitting on the fence too much there, but to me, chicken tenders on their own, appetizer. On their own.
Okay. Tyler is very passionate about this discussion.
I'm guessing he was on their meal.
Remember the video you sent me on Slack?
Very animated, yes, Tyler Milliken.
That's when it was.
A lot of hand motions.
That's when it was. What I'm trying to say is I watched, if Zoe was Keith Lockhart of the Boston Pops, he was
conducting the orchestra there. What a gig that is.
It was beautiful. Danny's in the car. Danny.
Joseph, may I ask your prowess on betting, and are you in or out on October baseball, sir?
I'm in. Small C concerned, though. And I will get you the odds because the game just ended. They lost 4-1 tonight. Walker Buehler cost them tonight, but it was more of the walks, not so much the hitting. You know what I'm saying? He hung in there, he battled, but he can't walk guys, man.
Understood. I think it's going to be about 67 at this point, but looking forward to October baseball. It would be nice at Fenway.
Absolutely. World Series odds, just because to have some fun, because I just looked them up. Red Sox are plus 2,500 right now to make the World Series. There's no, because the games are ongoing, there's no live playoff odds, but I would say that they're in the playoffs.
Excellent.
All right, man.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
You got it. I have people hitting me up about the Joe, I want that riblet platter. Ribs with an egg over the ribs with hash browns. So effing in is what Anthony has texted me. Thank you, Anthony. Shout out to our SummerSlam text with Bird. And who else is on this? Seth. So thank you guys for listening. I also sent them the photo of the Indianapolis Colts pretzel, and they said, yep, I'd eat it, even though the shape doesn't make a difference. So they're in love with the shape of you. Push and pull like a pretzel do.
Boo.
Let's go to the headline. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Red Sox lose tonight 4-1. Walker Buehler got the loss. 6 innings, got 4 walks, though. and gave up 2 home runs in this one. The offense just wasn't there. Ceddanne Raffaello with an R. We will do the paranormal after 10 o'clock. The last couple of nights, we've had some interesting second halves of the show. But it's Luke's last night tonight, too. Putting him to work before he leaves. All right, let's do a little Red Sox talk. Let's talk to Justin and Lynn. Justin!
Hey, Joe, I'm concerned with this Red Sox team. Walker Buehler in particular. Alex Cora, once again, leaves them in too long to give up the home run after the walk. And that, to me, is a concern, especially if you're talking about a team that is going to the playoffs, Joe. You know, Joe, it's their offense the last two nights, except the last night. The game before that was inept. They were really inept.
They are.
And they lost 2 out of 3 to San Diego. They lost 2 out of 3 to Houston. I think there's reason to be concerned. Joe.
You're right, Justin. Appreciate your call, my man. He's right. Can't be losing series, man. It's back-to-back, right? Losing series. Things got a little testy tonight with Cora and the other team. I don't know. I need more on. You know what I'm going to do, Skaz? I'm going to sleep on it tonight, and I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning and get more details before I make an informed opinion. But my take is the Astros, of all teams, because they're the 27 World Series champions. What did we start the show with saying? Cora's quote was what? Hey, guys, we're not the 2017 Astros. And what happened tonight? Cora got tossed. May I also add, Skaz, that we missed man, this is why I miss doing a sports betting show. Whenever a team, Skaz, puts up big numbers the night before, what do you do the next game? It's Bankroll Boys 101. You fade the team because they scored all their runs the night before, and they don't do well the next night. And, we could have made millions, Skaz. Millions. Why didn't I think of it? Why wasn't it like, why? I need AI in my life to be like, hey, Joe, Red Sox scored 14 points tonight. Tomorrow, you need to take the run line on the Astros. Thank you, AI. Do we have something that does that? Is there something that does that? We could have made millions. Evan's in Needham. Hello, Evan.
Hey, what's up? My question's on the Patriots. I know, like, every single training camp, there's, like, 1 or 2 recruits that are always, like, overhyped. Everyone's always talking about them constantly. But I was at the Commanders game last weekend, and I got to say, that Efton Chisholm, he's really got some spunk. I feel like he could be sort of like an Edelman or maybe even like an Amendola kind of receiver. So I just wanted to know, are you guys effed in or effed out on this receiver?
Well, Evan, you know, what do you think?
I mean, I'm just taking a little bit of precaution right now. I mean, obviously it is kind of early on in the off season. I'd like to see what he does in the Minnesota game, just to be more sure. But that's also a really crowded wide receiver room this year, so I'm not too hopeful.
Do you think if let's say it came down to cut down day, right?
Yeah.
They got to get down to 53. There's 55 guys remaining, and it's an extra offensive lineman or Efton Chisholm. Who do they keep?
I think they got to go with the lineman. There's just been too much. That's also been a big issue for the Patriots. Like, I don't know if we've seen too much or have seen enough yet from Will Campbell or that guard, Wilson, right?
Good call. And you know why I say that to you? Because I think that if it does come down to that time, like, let's say they keep him there, like, oh, my God, it looks like Efton Chisholm's going to make the team. Well,
yeah.
If you release him, that means that another team, if they really, really want Efton Chisholm, they have to release somebody to have him on. I think it's more likely than not he makes it through waivers and he's back as a practice squad candidate. Because you know what? I think he'd be a valuable asset to the team on the practice squad so he can run other teams' routes. You get what I'm saying?
I got you.
They can defend him.
Kind of that scrappy piece.
Exactly. And hey, let's face it, right? Julian Edelman, I know he was a quarterback, but he was a good football player, right? This kid, though, is a slot receiver who with high production. But there are things that he might not be great at. One is size, 2 durability, 3 is his speed good enough. He fits into the position. But I think he really will only be on the roster if Pop Douglas goes down.
I got you. Thanks for the call.
All right, buddy. No, thank you for the call.
Anytime.
All right, man. I think that was a good breakdown, Skaz. What do you think?
I enjoyed it.
Ain't nobody effed in around.
There seems to be quite a bit of hype around the 4th or 5th wide receiver for the Patriots.
Are you effed in or effed out?
I would prefer Stephon Diggs and Pop Douglas and Kyle Williams are the main guys. I think if Efton Chisholm is as good as everyone says, great. They found another guy, another guy other teams didn't find, good for them. But I would prefer at least to start the season that it's Stephon Diggs, Pop Douglas, those guys.
I actually kind of want Mac Hollins on that side.
I heard he had a nice catch today, I heard.
Can't wait to talk to Dan Lifshatz about Mac Hollins.
A lot of grounding talk.
This guy's into grounding and aliens.
It's right up our alley, Joe.
I mean, how do we not love that? This is why I want this guy. Plus, he's 6'4", and he's a menace.
Big boy.
But as the 3rd or 4th receiver, Skez, he's perfect. He's got size, experience. He's a little out there. But he's not afraid. That's one thing I'll say about that guy. Eventually, I do think that they're 2 best. I think they're 3 best route runners right now. This is wild. This is what I've seen at camp. I haven't been down there every day, but what I've seen, I do think Diggs is their best route runner. I think what Kyle Williams is a fantastic route runner. Yet, we haven't seen a connection yet, right? So, I don't want to get excited. Pop Douglas is their next best route runner. Bourne's not, believe it or not. Bourne's a possession receiver that can really get open. I don't know, man. I kind of like what Doug Kide said earlier. After joint practices, they might need another outside receiver, right? With Addison out for 3 games. They got nothing else there, dude. Ronald Moore got hurt. I think could Bourne and Naylor hold it down for 3 weeks? I do. I'd be interested in that one. Keep an eye. All right. Well, this hour of the sports has been brought to you by Valvoline and Oil Change. Enjoy convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com for 15% off an extra oil change at Valvoline and Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. I'm Joe Murray. We have a big birthday to celebrate coming up here on the other side. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on The Sports Hub.
ejected from the game after arguing a balk. There was a lot going on there, but he said that the umps got it right. So I asked the question, does he still not again know the rules? It's happened a few times this year. The Patriots had joint practices today with Minnesota. They'll do it again tomorrow. Some of the highlights, though. Drake Mace, not a highlight. Sacked 6 times. Josh Dobb, 2 pick sixes. Besides that, they were awesome. Headlines, they are brought to you by Boston Prolotherapy. Don't let joint pain keep you off the court, course, or trail. Eliminate that pain with Dr. Franke of Boston Prolotherapy. I'm Joe Murray. Your next update soon.
New England plays here.
Down the right side, it's a separation. Touchdown pass. Yes. Perfect dive from Drake May.
98.5, the Sports Hub.
Related to sports, so sit back, relax, and get your mind in the game and listen to the words of a grown man complaining.
All right, back here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Murray's Musings, everybody. Let's get to the big stories of the night, but Taylor Swift was on the New Heights podcast. There was an appearance by her. I believe there was a technical glitch. I'm just reading some of the experts here from CNN. From a PR and marketing standpoint, this week's Life of a Showgirl rollout has been a smashing success. All centered around Taylor Swift's appearance on a podcast, which speaks volumes about the splintered state of media in 2025. Interesting. Swift participated in TV interviews and magazine features before, but this podcast chat, co-hosted by her boyfriend Travis Kelce, was very different because it was so personal and seemingly so casual. Listeners felt like they were led into Swift's life in a whole new way, and this is why I said I'm in that she's doing it for the fans, but I'm out because I like the mysterious version of Taylor Swift. I wonder what she eats. Does she sleep on her belly or her back or side? Is she a cuddle? Like, I don't know. Like, does she, what's her workout? What'd she eat? I already say that. What'd she eat? Whatever. I'm curious. And for a guest like Swift, a podcast like New Heights is a safe space. They're not being interrogated by journalists. Say whatever you want to your boyfriend's brother, right? Well, not everyone is a Taylor Swift fan. Dads, Brads, and Chads, right? But this is what I Googled tonight's guest. I don't know if you're going to listen to this later.
I mean, everything that's newsworthy will be clipped and put on Twitter. So I will not be going back.
You're not going
I'm not putting
for
it
the
in
entertainment
on the car when I get home. I'm not driving home with this on. No.
But when you get across it, you'll. I'm
going to see what the headlines are. Yeah, for sure.
This is our job, though.
Yeah,
too.
It's T Swift and Travis Kelce.
So the Life of a Showgirl will be released on October 3rd.
Little Mean Girls reference there, or what?
Oh, it's October 3rd. Good call. See?
There's always something with T Swift. She's always got something going on there.
Taylor Swift recalls Travis Kelce's brother panicking while meeting the Royals. I mean, I think I'd kind of freak out if I met the Royals, too, wouldn't you? Like, if you met the king and queen?
I saw him at the Celtics game. Walked right by him.
Oh, my God.
I was there. I happened to be, shadow engineering that night or whatever it was, yeah.
And let's not forget, she played in London, right? She commented the London boy or whatever. What else did I see on here? Oh, what did she tell Travis Kelce on their first date? Do you want to know, guys?
Sure, Joe. Why not? Please indulge me.
On our first date, I legitimately asked him what it was like when the Chiefs played the Eagles in the Super Bowl when he looked across the field.
Because she's an Eagles fan, right? Or was an Eagles fan,
Because he said he saw his brother, but now realizing that it was an insane question to ask since the brothers were never on the field at the same time due to the positions, and why my pop-up is now getting in the way of it. He was like, actually, I'm on the offense. My brother's on the offense. I'm only on the field at the same time as the defense. Travis sweetly explained to her how the game works. I thought everyone was in the friendship bracelet, right? Travis made it for her. A wild romantic gesture. Kind of felt like the 80s John Hughes movie was standing outside my window with a boombox. How many times have I referenced this, Skaz?
That's right up your alley, Joe.
Like
you
me
are a
with a roast
Swiftie.
beef, right?
You're a Swiftie, you know. Joey Swift.
Hey, do you want to know anything else about the Taylor Swift podcast?
Luke is not
He doesn't
too
care.
interested.
All right. Well, listen. We'll talk about more tomorrow. How about that? Maybe we'll get the audio tomorrow. Maybe. All right. So, you want some paranormal, everybody? We have more coming up in just a little bit, but this is what I saw from Fox 25 tonight. This is real. I'm not making it up, by the way. Fox 25 Boston. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? A Massachusetts father and son claim they saw a UFO while stargazing on Tuesday. And according to reports, other Massachusetts residents, they weren't the only ones to capture the same sight. All right, so this is Boston 25. Shout out my guys over there. Taunton, Massachusetts, guys. Taunton, Massachusetts. Taunton, Massachusetts. Remember that, okay? Remember Taunton. A Massachusetts father and his son claimed they saw a UFO while stargazing on Tuesday night. They weren't the only ones to capture the same sight. Boston 25 received 4 videos overnight from Taunton, Avon, North Attleboro, and Sudbury capturing reported UFO sightings. All of the videos are from late Tuesday night. We got to tell Joe. If you are still listening.
I don't know. Street Team Joe might have tapped out. I think he's sleeping with a nightlight tonight.
So, through a telescope, they were watching a meteor shower from his driveway on Johnston Street in Taunton. Any familiar?
I mean, I'm sure I know where it is, not off the top of my head, but I did see a shooting star, a meteor on my drive home last night.
Okay.
I did see a big one, yeah.
He noticed a white light around 10:30 p.m. shining from the sky over his front yard. Quote, I look up to see this orb with a cloud around it. Kind of took my phone out and started recording right away. It was kind of dropping down, and then from there, kind of took a right and went this way and shot straight down. He frantically called to his family inside. I thought he was joking at first, his son said. I was kind of scared. Videos across Massachusetts sent to Boston 25 also show what appears to be a similar object in the sky around the same time on Tuesday night. I believe it. They're definitely seeing something. He and his son have been trying to crack the case by researching online. Still, they're left with more questions than answers. The FAA told Boston 25 on Wednesday documents identified aerial phenomena sightings whenever reported by a pilot in the air traffic control. The pilot report is corroborated with supporting information such as radar data, etc. Tuesday's sighting come after a woman in Pembroke captured a video of an unidentified flying object earlier this summer, which we also discussed on this show. You remember? Again, where did it happen, Skez?
Taunton,
Massachusetts.
Joe, would you like me to spoil this story for you?
Which one?
The sightings in the sky.
Okay, do it.
This from Channel 5, WCVB.
Oh, do we have a source war?
From Massachusetts to Maryland, skywatchers reported seeing what looked like an alien spacecraft overhead Tuesday night. No need for alarm, The strange light is likely a result of one of several rocket launches Tuesday night. It wasn't the rocket itself, but rather excess fuel that was released as the rocket ascended. The fuel dump freezes into ice crystals at high altitudes that reflect sunlight back to Earth, which is how it is seen from the ground below. The crystals can take on a spiral shape from the rocket's motion as the fuel is released. They have been spotted a few times with SpaceX launches and are sometimes called a SpaceX fuel spiral. So, Joe Murray, they're saying, you saw nothing? Nothing happened here? Just a little fuel. Take it for what it is. A source war. And Joe Murray, in or out on it being rocket fuel?
No. No, you know why? Because there probably is something that they're doing right now with rocket fuel. So they will just say that's what it is, right? Not to give paranoia. Well, let's take a couple of calls here, Skaz. And oh, by the way, we should do this as well. I want to get back to that. Remember what we said, the towns, Taunton, Avon, etc. Okay? Just remember we said that. Birthdays tonight. I think we should start with saying happy birthday to 98.5 The Sports Hub, which launched on this date in 2009. If you guys remember how the launch happened, they played all the Patriots Super Bowls. The wins at the time, how many were there at that time? Well, there were 3, right? So what they did was they played all the Super Bowls up until pregame. Oh, no, up until Felger and Mass, which debuted, then went into a pregame show, which I believe it was Tangway and Gresh. Then the game was called by who, Skaz? Who called the game in 2009, the opening night?
Would have been Gil, right?
Gil and Gino. That's right. And then the post-game show was hosted by Damon Amendolara.
Welcome aboard. The mothership has connected.
Get it?
Right on cue.
But happy birthday to 98.5 The Sports Hub. We're still here. Going strong since 2009. So happy birthday, 90. Hey, remember they made a cake a couple of years ago?
I vaguely remember that. Might have been before my time. Now, Joe.
Do you know I didn't make the cut on the cake?
Joe, I don't think I'd be making the cut today if they made a cake. So I don't know if you're coming to the right place.
Do you think we'd make the cut today?
No. I was happy to hear that you were added to the legal ID, though. I did like that. Now at the top of every hour.
I hear my name. Thank you.
So I went looking. There is a lot of old audio, mostly from other shows that have been around for 10 plus years. I could not find the 98.5 The Sports Hub, but what I did find, Joe, is the original headline music.
Oh yeah.
And intro. Would you like to hear it?
Let's do it.
Now, here's the 98.5 Sports Hub headlines.
Yeah! Crank it up! Turn it up, Jim!
Little rock in there, I'm trying to play that.
Yeah, I remember it was a drum fill beat right into a little bit of rock guitar. Yeah.
Now, that bring back memories for you, Joe?
So my debut, I did not start when the Sports Hub started. I was actually, I had Mark Bertrand on. I used to do a show called The Sports Blast with Joey Murr. And I would have like Beetle as a guest and some others. And Beetle was like, yep. They're starting a new FM station. I'm going. I was like, oh, really, man? Like, can you take me with you, please? And Beetle was the third chair with Felger and Maz, which launched his. I mean, he did work at competing stations and did some work with UMass. So, got some great experience as the third chair with Felger and Maz.
Yeah, obviously I was a P1 driving to and from high school at the time. That's how I kind of really got into sports radio. Fred in the morning, and then Felger, Maz, and Beetle on the drive home. I remember Beetle Deflategate was big, I think, for Beetle. He was very passionate during that whole thing.
He also just very high level of understanding the law.
Beetle, a very intelligent man.
Very
I also,
good on judicial systems.
Yes. And Beetle used to do a great Mike Tomlin impression. Haven't heard that in a long time, but I used to really enjoy that.
Yeah, and I think the original show was Tangway and Zoe. Yeah.
Yeah, controversy.
And then it was Gresh and then Beetle, which has now been, and I think Hardy was there. Hardy was there. Now he's mornings. Look at the movement, huh? Progression. Yes, I made my debut, Skaz. I did an audition the night of the NBA lockout. So the Celtics played at 8 o'clock that night versus New York. And then I did a midnight or post-Celtics experience after the lockout. And then they hired me in May.
What was this, 2011?
So 2011? 2010 or 11?
I was going to say, right around
what year was
there.
the lockout? Was it 11 or 10? But yeah, I was banging on the door. And I literally offered to clean the toilets to get an opportunity.
2011 NBA lockout.
Do you think they would do that now? Like, hey, man, I'll work nights, all the games, including the Patriots. Cut video, do everything, and clean the bathrooms. Do you think that would have been...
I don't know if I'd allow it, Joe.
Well, thank you.
What's our guy Luis going to do? That's our guy.
But back in 2009, that's what my offer was.
I respect it, Joe. Joey Hustle.
I will do whatever you want, including clean the bathrooms. And then Rick must have felt bad for me. Well, he did, actually. And then one day he goes, Joe, I like you. True story. What were we talking about again? Oh, birthdays. Who else we got tonight for birthday?
Big birthday today, Joe. One, Halle Berry.
Man, she was Catwoman after Michelle Pfeiffer. She was in The Program, which is a great football movie. And was she ever a model?
Her birthday's tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, that's on me.
No.
Twitter got me.
I'm only laughing. You know why?
She's going to be 60 tomorrow.
Hey, oh, my God. We should have a party tonight. The only reason why I'm laughing at you is because you know who would appreciate this.
Oh, the Jeremy Conley.
He might even, he sneaks and listens because I was with him.
You would have texted me already, I think.
Actually, let's look. Nope, I got nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, we'll wait. Hey, it's kind of like Yukon Cornelius when he hits the thing and he licks it and he goes, nothing. Birthdays today. Let's Don Lewis, 64 years old. John Slattery, 63 years old, originally from Boston. Sebastian Stan's 43 years old today. Is it Ami Ikwakor, 41? Actor and singer Lennon Stella, 26 years old today.
It is Boogie Cousins' 35th birthday today.
Is he still playing somewhere not in the NBA?
I feel like he was. I don't know if he still is.
Okay. YouTube star Muffin Juice is 19. Does anyone know who that is? Well, I'm not mentioning that name. What else we got here?
Joe, it is legendary striker Alan Shearer's 55th birthday today. Newcastle United legend.
There we go. Demetrius Johnson, 39. Happy birthday to Johnny Gaudreau.
That's a tough one.
Tough one right there. Oof. What a reminder that was, huh? Oh, God.
Yeah, that's one of the tougher ones in recent memory there.
That's like let's get back on track.
Joe, it is Danny Bonaducci's birthday today.
Oh, really?
Do you remember him?
Of course.
He was a radio guy, wasn't he? For I feel like he did something.
Yeah,
in radio.
no, he was radio for a long time. He was originally on the Partridge Family, I believe, right? Am I right on that part? Yeah, he was on the Partridge Family, And I want to say he did like Dick Van Dyke. He was like one of the kids. Am I mistaking on this? Why am I thinking of this? Yeah, he was on Bewitched as a young kid. He was on the Partridge Family. He played the role of Danny Partridge. That's right. There we go. I knew it. No, he's super famous, guess. Like lifelong, famously famous. Yes, and then he did radio for a real long time. I think like from the 80s, 90s, he did Morning Drive.
I remember him getting beat up in like a celebrity boxing or something like that. Does that ring a bell at all? But that's my like memory of him from when I was younger.
Yeah, he did it he was one of the first guys to do charity event boxing. No, you know who he fought, right? That you'll remember? Jose Canseco.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, no, it's all coming back. It's all coming back to me now. We should throw that as a liner. And then he did. He sucked. It's kind of like Screech. You remember Screech from Saved by the Bell?
I thought they were one and the same, to be honest with you, for a while there. Dustin Diamond, is that Screech?
Yeah.
Okay. Similar.
Don't read about his political views, please. Just don't even do it. All right. Well, let's
we should also say, I'm sorry if you mentioned this, Joe. It is the legendary Ben Hogan's birthday today, golfer.
Okay. Should we break and then come back and take calls? All right. We got paranormal activity for you guys that we have to play. Red Sox lost. Alex Cora got fired. I want to get in on him not knowing the rules again. And I see our buddy Sarko on the line. Scott from Roslindale, or as it says Rosendale. I'm going to say it's Rozzy, right? Okay. And then Tom in San Antonio. And by the way, it's not official yet, but I may be going to the Parkway area next round of the Sports.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on 98.5 The
that still, Joe. We can go with that.
Okay. I mean, I guess we still call our past interns, right?
Yeah.
Some of them. Some of them are, like Bryson is Bryson.
Oh, Bryson's Bryson. I work with a kid that played ball with Bryson and told me that although he didn't get a lot of reps in college, he's got the best ERA for someone with the least amount of reps. And I said, who said that? Did Bryson say that? So I have sources on the ground when it comes to Bryson. I mean, we see Joe and Chris so much. Katie's here. Katie's no longer.
Joe is in the street team, Joe.
Joe, well, he technically works here.
He was never an intern.
Never.
Actually, this is the third. It's the third Joe.
He interned on the previous version of the morning show.
I think I did know that.
And he said he remembered me, but I don't remember him.
So is this a third Joe?
A third Joe has entered the studio. Yes.
Yeah, third Joe. Yep.
We're gonna Joe around and find out.
Well, that
doesn't work at all.
The more you Joe, the more you know. All right, what do we do? Do we go to the Aura in Roslindale? All right, let's just do that. Scott's in Rossi. What's up, Scott?
Yo, I saw that orb last night a few blocks away from Rossi Square.
So where in Rossi Square were you?
Just north of it, over by Fallon Field.
So there was an orb because I used to do everything at Fallon Field as a kid. So there was an orb.
So bad. This was my moment. I was ready for it.
Yeah.
I wanted to be the aliens. Like I was all prepped, but it could have been because it looked like
I've never
gas or
seen that
fuel
stuff.
coming out.
I lived near the George Wright growing up, and I'd hear a lot of things, but I never saw. I used to like when they do flyovers at Fenway. I used to see them go right by the house. It was awesome.
Oh, dude, I grew up on the North Shore. We used to get lost up in Ipswich, and I know you're in the North Shore now. But we used to in high school just drive up through Ipswich and just get lost at midnight, 1 a.m. And we used to see some stuff up there. We'd see some orbs and stuff.
That's real North Shore, bro.
Following through in the deep woods up there.
Do you live in Rossi now?
I live in Rossi now, yeah.
So where do you go? Where do you eat?
753 and West on Center are two big spots.
Well, we might be in West Roxbury next week on Center Street at one of the Irish.
Oh yeah, man. Which one, Corb?
No. Dude, I've been to the Corb way too many times in my life. They probably, I could probably go there today and they'd still remember me. No, it's the new Irish bar across from Sugar and Real Deal and all that.
Oh, sweet! I didn't even really know there was one over there. I got to go check it out.
Now you know.
I'll look out for it.
We'll be there, but I love Checkmate. Have you ever been to Checkmate?
Dude, I live right around the corner from Checkmate. It is my favorite. Great pizza for the Rossi area.
Do you rent or own?
We own a condo in that.
I was going to say my
spot over there.
My friends own all the properties right there, and I wonder if it's the Ovesons that are your landlords. And
I don't know. So we own over there in the big building that has the only pool in the area. The big white building that's been there forever.
Oh yeah, you're living fancy, huh?
Yeah, I mean it's an older building, but it's pretty cool, and we got the pool, so it feels fancy for sure.
Can't beat that. Then you can go to Pete's Hill and hang out.
No, man. There. When you get out in the Parkway, come by the pool, Joe. You're always welcome.
I appreciate that, Scott. Thank you very much.
You bet, man.
Take care. I'll bring over a pleasant cafe pizza.
Are you a coffee guy, Joe? I feel like I asked this before. It's completely random.
Well, my friends over at Atomic Coffee have now joined 98.5 The Sports Hub, and they have excellent coffee.
Awesome. Wait, what is this?
They're Atomic Coffee.
Atomic Coffee.
They have subscriptions. So if you want to get a monthly subscription, and it's brewed to order.
All right.
So if you order it.
Do they have store location?
They'll be in stores.
Okay.
But if you can go to their website, drinkatomic.radio, tell them Joey Murr sent you.
Got it.
What do you think about Alex Cora not knowing the rules again?
Putting it on Alex Cora.
The guy
again?
balked, and he argued it, and then got tossed.
Yeah, I don't.
But then he goes, "Oh, the umps are right. I got to brushing up on the rules. I don't want to hear that this guy doesn't know the rules."
Look, I'm not going to sit here and defend Alex Cora again with my entire life like I did on Monday night. Not good not to know the rules. Personally, I don't know any of the rules of a balk. I think it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. I am also not the Red Sox manager, and I have not been the Red Sox manager for, 7 of the last 8 years or something. So, not good tonight. At the same time, you can't score one run and expect to win many baseball games.
Cora said he was trying to educate himself on what was going on.
You're blaming tonight's game completely on Alex Cora?
No, Walker Buehler can't walk 4 guys.
Okay. He can't walk Victor Caratini twice.
Yeah.
I think Cora left him in too long tonight.
Correct. I do too. So,
But again, you can't score. I'm putting a lot of this game on the offense.
So what was the number one problem tonight?
Offense, in my opinion.
It was Buehler.
Buehler was really good until the last 3 hitters.
I blame Buehler. You can't put your team down in the 2-0 hole.
Buehler had 2 runs with 2 outs in the 6th inning.
Okay, but he put him in a 2-0 hole, right?
Yeah.
They never came back from it. And so to your point, you could say, hey, 2 runs. I also think Cora probably should have pulled him earlier. So kept it a 2-1 game because your offense still could have gotten going.
Agree.
So that's why I think he was 2. And I actually put the offense 3 because maybe they just faced a nice starter
They
tonight.
did. Hunter Brown's really good. Hunter Brown's really good.
So, I tipped my cap to the other team.
Do you think if the game stayed 2-1, the Red Sox would have won?
Well, if Roman Anthony got an opportunity to hit, yeah.
Well, he didn't because Rob Repsnyder doesn't know how to situationally hit. Offense.
Okay. There's no right or wrong answer. I'm just telling you.
I'm putting it more on the offense.
Mine is Buehler, Cora hitting.
My problem over the past 4 days has been, look, don't get me wrong, Crochet was bad on Monday. The offense was amazing last night. Otherwise, the offense has been really frustrating to watch. Sunday's game, I think they struck out like Dylan C struck out 6 of 7 Red Sox batters in a row in the 4th inning.
They struck out 20 times in the series.
Yeah. And on
the hitting is a concern.
What was it? Was it that 7th inning where they had the bases loaded and they got the error from Bogarts?
Yes.
And it was 5-2, and then what was it? Help me out. Was it a double play? And it was something awful, right? It was. I think Toro.
He stinks.
I think Toro struck out. I forget what it was, but it was 3 horrible at bats. And then tonight, 1st and 2nd, nobody out. 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Abreu pops out 10 feet into the outfield. I forget who struck out. Ceddanne Rafaela strikes out. And Rob Repsnyder has a 3-1. I said this to Skaz. Rob Repsnyder has a 3-1 count, and Roman Anthony is on deck. That should be a take, no matter what, 100 times out of 100. If that ball is right down the middle, that should be a take.
Okay. The hitting is a problem.
The hitting is a problem. The hitting approach is a problem.
Okay.
Pete Fatsi is a problem.
Fatsi.
You don't agree Fatsi is a little bit of a problem?
Well, I think they've been better. Listen.
Yeah, I think it's...
I'll say this. I had some issues with Fatsi earlier on in the season where he probably should have been fired. I
don't disagree.
They picked it up where he's probably worth keeping his job.
The offense has been better over the past month. I would agree.
I think
generally.
the issues with the team is that they don't really have a middle of the lineup hitter.
Yep. Well, I mean, they have Bregman.
No, he bats 2nd.
I understand, but he could bat 4th. You know what I mean?
Well, he bats where?
I understand. Yeah. Okay, but then that's Alex Cora. That's Alex Cora.
Do they have a middle of the lineup hitter?
They have 2 hitters that are capable of doing so. They do not place them in those spots.
Okay.
Alex Cora does not place them in those spots. So do we
agree? Okay. I'm going to tell you here that Bregman probably, I would like to look up how many times he's hit 4th in his career.
Okay.
I bet you it's not a lot.
Didn't he used to on Houston?
I don't know.
I believe.
I'm just saying on this team, I don't think he should be the cleanup hitter.
He hit 3rd or 4th for the majority of the Astros dynasty. I know that for a fact.
That Roman Anthony would be a middle of the lineup hitter, right?
Correct.
But I've given you some numbers where he's literally hitting over 400
in the leadoff spot.
Yeah.
Yes, because I'll point it out again. Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, Kyle Schwarber, 3 of the 8 best hitters in Major League Baseball. Mm-hmm. Fair to say, they are all leadoff hitters.
Yeah, and
it all works for their team.
And I gave the number today that his walks per being the leadoff are literally on par with Kyle Schwarber. So Anthony is making Bregman better batting after him, and Duran is crushing from it.
Duran loves the 3-hole.
But they don't have anyone after.
Correct. A lot of that is because of Tristan Casas' injury. They didn't get anything at the deadline.
Hitter. When you traded Devers, you literally... So now you find a way to pitch around these guys.
Yep.
Or put them on base and face the next guy.
Yep. Trevor Story is a good 6-hitter. He cannot be the cleanup guy.
But this is my point, is I don't blame Fatsi for not having a middle of the lineup hitter.
I'm not putting the blame on Fatsi for that.
I blame Breslow. They traded away their middle of the lineup hitter.
Agree.
So that's... Skaz?
No,
can we agree they don't have a middle of the lineup hitter, please? Can we admit it?
They have guys that could hit in the middle of the order, but don't. I understand what you're both kind of arguing the same point, just in different ways.
Yes, but I would also argue the way that it has aged over the past 2 months, the Devers trade was the right move. The return was not the right move, but the Devers trade has aged well for the Red Sox and poorly for the Giants. Agree or disagree, Joe?
It has gone really poor for the Giants, but all their trades have.
Okay.
I would say the return has looked worse and worse for the Red Sox.
The return is absolutely horrible. It gets an F-.
Would you
no doubt about that.
Would you rather the guy in the middle of the lineup with a return?
I don't think it's that simple because Rafael Devers is causing a lot of drama.
Could you answer the question?
Just player for player, sure.
Rather the guy in the middle of the lineup,
strictly baseball, yeah,
or the return.
Yes, strictly baseball, the guy in the middle of the lineup. Yes.
Thank you.
If you're going another layer, if you're going under the iceberg, I would have made that trade again. I would have changed the return, but I'm not Craig Breslow.
Well, here's the
Maybe
deal.
Kyle Harrison turns into something. I hope.
If they took money on, they would have got a better return.
Sure.
But instead,
they would have got Bryce Eldridge.
And whose fault is that?
Well, I'm sorry, Joe. Bryce Eldridge is not a middle of the order bat right now.
Whose fault?
Yeah, it's Craig Breslow's fault. It's Craig Breslow's fault. Okay, we're agreeing here completely. Craig Breslow's fault.
A quick search says that in Alex Bregman's 10, now 11 seasons in Major League Baseball, he has batted cleanup, fourth in the lineup in 226 career games.
That's a lot of games.
So
it's a little less than I would have thought, though.
I agree, because it was
What's
Springer.
his most guys, by the way?
I think it's third, no?
I will look, but yeah, I would imagine it's third.
Because it was Springer, Altuve, and then Correa and Bregman were interchangeable for third and fourth in that lineup. And from 2017 until when did Springer leave Houston? 2021, whatever that was.
Alex, all right. Do you think? Oh, we got to go in a minute. Do you think Alex Bregman in this lineup, the way, how could you make it so he bats third or fourth?
You probably move Story up or move Willie or I think Willie or Bray needs to be in the lineup every single day. I think you take your chances against righties and hope that you face a lefty at some point in the game.
I just think it doesn't. He's good at the two spot.
Bregman?
Can he bat third? Yes.
He can bat third, fourth. You can bat ninth. He's Alex Bregman. He doesn't care where he bats in the order.
Yeah. But on this team, he needs to hit behind Roman Anthony.
Agree. What about Anthony Bregman 3 and 4?
If Duran can
Duran
do it,
too?
Yeah. Well, lead off. But yeah,
Duran's kind of the
thing is they want to go right, left,
guy.
left, and it's
yeah, yep.
This is what they need to do in the offseason. Or maybe you bring up the password and Christian Campbell.
Oh, come on.
What, you didn't like the stats I gave you earlier?
The password's good, but is he?
But what? You know what?
But he's not a middle of the order bat.
Real quick, how do you know that? You don't know that.
I don't know.
I am out on everybody that is doubting on the password. He's not a middle of the lineup hitter. Just keep smashing 12 home runs since being called up. Do you know what he's done over the last 20 games?
He's been unbelievable at AAA. He's been unbelievable at AAA.
Yes. Why is he was unbelievable at AA. He's great at AAA. I'm just saying, Roman Anthony was great at AAA too, right? Don't we wish we brought him up earlier? Don't you wish they brought him up earlier? Why is everybody dismissing the password? This is what happened with Mookie Betts. I want you to know, you like Mookie Betts, right? Good player?
Love Mookie Betts.
Do you know what happened? He crushed it at every level. Well, he's not ready, though. He's not really a second baseman, and I don't know what position he is. When he came out to the majors, he crushed. All I'm trying to say is I don't want to hear anybody dismiss people. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know.
Christian Campbell crushed at every level in the majors, and Tristan Casas, and Rusney Castillo, and Bobby Dahlbeck.
Not true on Rusney Castillo, and Bobby Dahlbeck always struck out. We got to go to a break. Are we doing the headline here?
Yeah, I'll do the headline.
Luke's final headline here.
Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
The Red Sox losers once again tonight. They dropped 2 out of 3 from the Astros. Walker Buehler had given up
Hit quit now.
Around here, we call them the Joe Murray pre-party. It's Felger and Maz afternoons right now. Joe Murray on the Sports Hub.
Yeah, that's what I'll remember about Luke, the intern, going back to Ithaca. It's his last night. What do you got, Skaz? Anything on Luke before we go?
Yeah.
A quick one right there, huh?
Yeah, thanks to Luke. Quick segment here, up against the clock. But yeah, huge thanks to Luke. He's been one of the better interns we've had. He's a very bright future. I think we both enjoy Luke a lot on and off the air. He's got takes, which we like. He loves the Red Sox, which is something I think we needed this summer on the show. So yeah, big shout out to Luke, and we'll always we're not, well, who knows? I say we're not going anywhere, but me and Joe will be here. You ever need anything in the business, you let us know.
We're here at night, Luke.
You guys are the best. Thank you so much for everything.
Want to go toe-to-toe now with all the Ithaca Bombers on sports?
There you go.
Luke around and find out.
There you go.
What a promo. All right, Luke, excellent job, man.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, Joe. And Skaz.
Any final words?
Jeez. Put me
Can
on
we
the
get
spot.
a Sox prediction for the rest of the season?
I think they make the playoffs. I don't know if it's going to be the last wild card. I don't know if they're going to win the division. I think they are better than the Yankees, and I think they are better than the field in terms of the wild card picture, aside from like the Mariners. So I think they're better than the Rangers. I think they're better than the Guardians. Everybody else is seemingly out of it. Sox will make the playoffs.
Johansen Garcia will be a star.
I'm fine with him on the roster in September. I'm fine with it.
Intern Luke, thank you. Skaz, great job. We're back here tomorrow night, 7 o'clock on the Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.